A service of KIBMradio.com, the Internet's home for an all old-time radio.
And with Fibber McGee and Molly. First Evaporated Milk, Pet Milk, presents Fibber McGee and Molly with Bill Thompson, Gail Gordon, Arthur Q. Bryan, Dick LeGrand, Myra Marsh, and me, Harlow Wilcox. The show is written by Don Quinn and Phil Leslie and directed by Max Hutto, with music by the Kingsmen and Billy Mills Orchestra. Day after tomorrow in Galveston, Texas, 4 mighty pretty little girls will be celebrating their 12th birthday. Yes, the famous Badgett quadruplets of Galveston will be 12 years old on the 1st of February. And what a difference 12 years have made. When Joan, Joyce, Jeanette, and Geraldine were born, they were such tiny, delicate babies, their parents wondered whether all 4 would really live. But you should see them now. Happy, healthy, well-developed youngsters who have had almost from the day of their birth the nutritional benefits of Pet Milk, the first evaporated milk. And they're still getting Pet Milk. Now, it isn't surprising that the doctor approved Pet Milk for their feeding. After all, Pet Milk is safe. As safe in its sealed container as if there were no germ of disease in the world. Pet Milk is uniformly rich. Pet Milk is always easy for babies to digest. And everyone at Pet Milk Company is glad and proud to have had some part in making February 1st a very happy birthday for the Badgers. Mr. McGee of 79 Wistful Vista is a man with millions of ideas. And it's just as well that he has so many because only about 1 in a million is any good. Listen to the one he has now as we join Fibber McGee and Molly.
I was walking along, minding my own business.
When out of an orange-colored sky.
When out of an orange-colored... No. When all of a sudden I get this great idea. Rocked me right back on my heels, which are so worn down I would have fell over backwards if I hadn't been leaning against the window of the Third National Bank.
Why were you leaning against the bank window?
I was sore at old man McDonald, the president of it.
I don't get it.
Well, on the window it says Third National Bank. Assets, $65 million.
Yes?
Well, I'm just wide enough that when I lean a certain way against that window, I cover up the million and it says assets, $65. I really cheapen the joint. If I could gain 5 inches in the hips, I'd throw them into bankruptcy.
That's wonderful. Nobody who ever saw you in a bathing suit would accuse you of having $1 million figure. But, say, wait a minute. What was the great idea you had?
What idea? Oh, the idea. A skating party at Dugans Lake.
A skating party at Dugans Lake?
Yeah.
Why, McGee, that is a good idea.
Huh.
Just cold enough?
Yep.
Full moon?
Yep.
Why, that should be fun. Have you done anything about it?
Certainly. With me, to think is to act. Executive type. Quick decisions. Boom, 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 flash. I rushes over and sees Doc Gamble. Then I calls the trivia, Wilcox, the old-timer, and it's a fun deal. Everybody accepted. And Ole.
Well... Everybody's chipping in for the expenses, I presume.
No, sir. My party, kiddo. I owe all these guys, socially speaking, and this is my way to even things up. I got the car full of groceries, hot dogs, hamburgers, marshmallows, buns, and root beer. I got 6 pounds of butter, which I just put in the oven.
You put 6 pounds of butter in the oven?
Yeah, but I ain't going to light the oven till just before we leave. Then we can have hot buttered root beers all evening, you see. Oh, hey, I forgot to call Wally Wimple. Hand me the phone, will you?
Here.
Thanks. Hello, operator. Give me the residence of Wallace Wimple at 14th and... Oh, is that you, Mert?
Oh, dear.
How's every little thing, Mert? Says, eh? What's say, Mert? You got pinched on your way to work this morning.
Heavenly days, what'd she do?
Oh, she put up a terrific holler.
Did it do any good?
Yeah. The guy blushed and left the elevator at the next floor. What's say, Mert? Okay, I'll call later. Thanks, Mert. Now, let me see now. We'll need a lot of blankets. couple of electric heaters.
What do we plug the heaters into at Dugans Lake, a knothole in a tree?
Why, certainly not. Plug them into the cigarette lighter on the dash in the car.
Aha, remember we tried that once and set the car on fire?
Certainly, but this time I'm bringing a bucket of sand to throw on the fire. Oh, I thought of everything this time, kiddo. We can have the...
Come in.
Hi there, kids.
Hello, children.
Well, for goodness sakes, Dr. Gamble and the old-timer. Come in, both of you.
Hi, fellas. Hey, Molly, these guys are riding out to Dugans Lake with us. You all ready to go, gents?
If 2 suits of red flannels, 3 sweaters, earmuffs, and mittens preps me for this operation, I'm as ready as I'll ever be.
Me too, Johnny. Can't wait to get out on that ice with my new skates. Spins, twirls, figure eights, jump over a barrel, somersaults, all kinds of fancy stuff.
Well, you must be quite a skater, Mr. Old-Timer.
Who knows, daughter? I'll try anything once.
Well, now, if you boys will excuse me, I'd better be making a couple of jugs of hot coffee and getting some blankets and things together.
You betcha, kiddo. You get the stuff together, and I'll handle the party from there on. Remember how I always used to manage these things back in Peoria? Out at Kickapoo Creek?
Sure she remembers. Look at her shudder. Look, Leatherhead.
What do you want, Doc?
He means me, old-timer. I'm the leatherhead.
Oh. Excuse me, Doc.
Well, I was just going to say that I have misgivings coming to this party.
Good. Bring her along, too. The more the merrier. Yes, sir. Bring her along. The trivia's bringing a date, too. You want to bring Bessie along, old-timer?
Oh, I'd like to, Johnny. But Bessie's in the hospital with a busted leg.
Oh.
She was skipper of a Mississippi riverboat last month and fell down a gangway. Being a southern girl and very modest.
I never heard of modesty breaking a leg. What happened?
Well, sir, she was standing on the bridge.
Yeah?
She just rung the engine room for reduced speed.
Yeah?
The passenger walks up and says, "Pardon me, Captain, but your ship is slowing." Bessie grabs at her skirt, dashes for the cabin, and falls down a gangway.
Coffee jug.
Yeah, Billy Mills, the orchestra, and Lullaby of Broadway.
Isn't this beautiful out here? Bright moonlight, the ice just right for skating, and this wonderful fire.
Yeah. Hey, Wilcox, get some more wood over here, boy. The fire's dying down. Hey, you wimp, shag yourself around and get some wood. And Ollie, shake it up, boy. We need some wood. Ain't this jolly, Molly?
Very cheery, dearie.
Has it occurred to you, blabbermouth, to go get some wood yourself? Why don't you go out in the woods and let somebody else sit here in this log and be obnoxious?
Who, me? Why, I'm the hostess, Doc. How would it look if I deserted my guests and went dashing here, there, and everywhere?
It would look very pretty.
Well, my gosh, I'm throwing the party. I picked the spot, I lit the fire, Oh, attaboy, Ole, attaboy. Dump the firewood right on the pile there.
Look at all the wood.
You must have gone back to town and chopped down the high school, Ole.
Oh, I am a good wood collector, Doctor. These woods is full of wood, but most of it is wood that's still trees. So I look through the woods till I find somebody's cabin with nobody home and a stack of firewood on the back porch.
Oh, gosh, Ole, you steal wood off of somebody's back porch?
Oh, please, McGee, you think I'm a thief? No, sir, I used chopped off the back porch.
I brought some wood, too, Mr. McGee.
Well, good for you, Mr. Wimple. Just drop it on the pile over there.
All righty.
Isn't that wonderful? 2 feet of snow, and Wallace finds a pencil and 2 umbrella handles under it.
Now, you boys had better sit down here by the fire and relax.
Yeah, just as soon as you guys bring in a couple more loads, you better sit down and enjoy yourself. After all, we're out here to have fun, you know.
Well, I sit down and relax right now, McGee.
Huh?
If you want any more wood, you go steal it yourself. I'm just donating my time.
Oh, my. I wish Sweetie Face was here. Sweetie Face, that's my big old wife.
You really wish she was here, Mr. Wimple?
Yes. I'd like to skate out on the lake with her in the moonlight, hand in hand, way out in the middle past that big sign that says, no smoking.
What do you mean, no smoking? That sign says danger, thin eyes.
I know, but Sweetie Face never wears her glasses when she skates. Well, I think I'll skate a little myself. Mr. Wilcox seems to be having so much fun out there. See you later, folks.
Goodbye, Mr. Wimple. Come back for a hot dog after a while. I'm the pond master, you know.
I ought to get out and skate, too, but I'm too comfortable. That's quite a fire you got here, McGee, for an amateur pyromaniac.
What you mean, amateur? Why, my gosh, back in Peoria, I was always in charge of this stuff. Remember, Molly, them fires I used to build on the shore of the Kickapoo Creek?
Why, sure.
I sure built some beauties, didn't I?
Oh, you really did, Jerry. I'll never forget the little one you built that night inside of old Tom McCrae's barn because it was so windy outside.
Oh, that one.
And the barn was full of hay and was next door to the refinery, which was full of gasoline, which was the night before you left for Canada, which was a very smart move.
And a fast one. If I hadn't left quick in a boxcar, I'd have been rode out of town on a fire hose.
You said
That's me and the missus. That's before she was my missus. We used to do plenty of skating in the old country, McGee.
Did you always build big fires, Ollie?
Missus, when Ole Svensson went courting, fires was not needed. He raised temperatures and eyebrows for 60 miles around.
I bet you never had any skates like I got on, Ole. Hot sizes. Picked them up at a rummage sale for $1.50. Very cheap.
Oh, sure, we have sheep skates in Sweden, too. You know.
Hey, can you do what Holler Wilcox is doing out there, Ole? Look, he takes a long run and tries to leap over a pile of crates.
Yes, and he hasn't made it yet. You break his neck.
Oh, me and my missus, we do all trick stuff like that.
Oh, you do?
I kneel down on the ice and she jumps across me, and then she kneel down and I jump across her. Only this once I miss, and then did you ever notice a hole in my missus' neck? Kind of like the sharp point of a skate. Then when we get tired, we race each other back to the sleigh, and nobody wins. Always a tie.
Neck and neck, eh?
Oh, sure, all the way home in the sleigh.
Well, when it's cold, that's Oh, hey, here comes Harlow. Looks like he's giving up. Couldn't you make it, son?
Oh, no. No, I give up.
What are you trying to do, Junior? Kill yourself?
Oh, no. You see, pal, I've got 3 cases of pet evaporated milk stacked out there trying to jump over them. I keep falling down.
We saw you, Mr. Wilcox.
Gee whiz, it's no trick at all to jump over a barrel on ice skates, but pet milk is so wonderful, I just can't get over it.
Mr. Wilcox.
I don't get the connection, Mr. Wilcox. My missus uses pet milk, but she don't use it for yumping. We drink it in coffee.
Well, it's great in coffee, Ole. Hey, does your wife use pet milk for cooking, too?
No, for cooking, she uses a stove, Mr. Wilcox. It's a very small stove because my missus always likes a little oven. Oven, that is, a small one.
Yeah. Well, you see, when you use pet milk in cooking...
Hey, Molly, speaking of cooking, did you call the gas company about our range?
Well, you think you got trouble with your range, McGee. You ought to see my daughter, Katrina.
She's the one who married the airline pilot, Ole, huh?
Oh, hey, speaking of airline pilots, above everything, they like good food.
Let Ole talk, Junior. He's more interesting.
And pet milk being a top-flight product, it's plain to see that I'm not giving you any prop wash when I say...
Please,
that,
Mr. Wilcox, don't be so rude to ladies. I'm talking about my daughter, Katrina.
Sure.
You know, the one who married the airline fella? I go to her house last night, and all over the house it smells like gas.
Speaking of gas, I had a patient the other night that needed more anesthetic than we had on hand. It seems he was a radio announcer and spent so much time on the ether that...
Look, may I say a word here?
Certainly, Mr. Wilcox. What's the word?
Pet.
That's a very nice word, Junior, now that you said it.
Excuse me, may I finish?
You go ahead, Ole. It smelled like gas at your daughter Katrina's house, the one she lives in with her husband, the airline pilot.
Thanks, Mercer. Well, I say, Katrina, what smells bad in here? And she says, Papa, my pilot light's out.
Oh?
And I say, it is? And she says, no, he does. My pilot light's out for Fort Worth, Texas this morning and leaves the gas stove turned on. Oh, that's what I meant.
Ole, that's very interesting. But to get back to your wife and her cooking, Ole.
Yeah, I think I should. What time is it?
It's early, Ole, and I'm sure that your wife, like millions of other good cooks, uses pet milk to add delicious, rich flavor to all her family dishes.
At our house, we don't flavor the dishes. We just flavor the food. Molly says if you can taste the place...
Because pet milk, which is just good whole milk concentrated to double richness, adds extra amounts of nourishing milk substances to your favorite recipes. And... Hey, is anybody listening to me? Well, then I'm going back and skate some more.
He's a nice boy. Who does he work for?
The pet milk people.
He used to be a wrestler, kind of a moan about town. Then he sold some kind of a floor preparation for a while, and then after that... Hey, Molly, how about skating with me?
Oh, I'd love to, dearie, but I can't just yet. I'm the hostess, and here comes Mayor Latrivia.
Oh, look, he's got a girl.
Quite a dish, too.
Oh.
Must have a tap of the petticoat on. Listen to that Jane Russell.
Well, hello, Mr. Mayor.
Hello, everybody. Molly, and gentlemen, and McGee. I'd like to introduce Miss Gwendolyn Flack. Gwen, this is Mrs. McGee.
How do you do, I'm sure, Miss Flack.
Mr. Swenson, Mr. McGee, and Dr. Gaffney.
Well, please, lady.
Hi, sis.
Miss Flack, your arrival has added a great deal of charm to this occasion, which, except for the gracious presence of Mrs. McGee, was conspicuous by its absence, and which, at least for me, augments the beauty of the evening to a tremendous extent. May I help you put your skates on, sir?
I'll help Miss Flack with her skates, Doctor.
She's a very pretty girl, Mr. Mayor.
Well, of course. Miss Flack was chosen queen of the salmon run at Tillamook, Oregon. That was in 1936. You're running again this year, aren't you, Gwendolyn?
Yes, fighting my way back upstream, as it were.
Yes, she's not only beautiful, she's talented. You know, nowadays beauty contests are not judged on looks alone. The prizes go to those who are not only pretty, but accomplished.
And what is your special accomplishment, my dear?
I'm a blackjack dealer.
In a gambling joint?
No, in the police station. When the detectives go out on duty, I hand them their blackjacks.
Come to think of it, I knew a blackjack dealer that dealt blackjack in the back of a snack shack in Hackensack. His name was Mac Black. Mac Black had dealt blackjack in Hackensack since way back. He had a knack for picking a blackjack from the back of the stack, but Mac Black got the sack for a fact when they caught him with a pack of cracked jacks stacked in the back of the snack shack in Ohio. What have you been doing, old-timer?
picking myself up mostly, Johnny.
Oh?
Been skating, but I spent so much time sitting down, I was, Oh, pretty girl. Who you with, honey?
She's with me. Miss Black, may I present a character known to one and all, for want of more imagination on the part of our writers, as the old-timer?
Hello.
Girlie, you let me help you with your skates?
I'll help her.
Let me,
No, I'll help you with yours, Molly.
I meant I'll help Miss Black.
No. Let me hear. Gwendolyn, put your foot up.
Let go of my leg, Latrivia.
Oh, excuse me. I thought that was...
Here I am, Charles, over here. I thought you were helping me.
That was me, honey. I was right-handed, so I thought...
Get away from her. My darling.
Come on, kiddo. Let's you and me get out of this. We ain't skated together yet tonight.
Wonderful. Come on. You know, I don't know if I can even stand up on these feet.
Now, left, right,
Here we go.
left, right, left, right. This is one. Moonlight on Lake Dugans.
You know what I love about it?
What?
No mosquitoes.
Northward we go, out to Dugans Lake in the snow. Sliding, sliding, sailing, 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 onward home.
The King's Men and Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
What a delight when I think of the night that I met you on in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Oh, what a thrill was the thrill on the hill I put you on in Saskatchewan. This is the breeze of the break of the skis I would bet you on in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. I'd walk ahead while you rode on the sled I would bet you on in Saskatchewan. We might have been in the Alps, just like you see in the papers, risking a couple of scalps and cutting Canadian capers. It's gonna be nice to get back to the ice and catch you on in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. I'll charter a plane or a honeymoon train that I'll get you on in Saskatchewan. Oh, 10 below. Now when you're in love, you feel as though it's 98 above and so. Away you go, across the paradise of ice and snow. We'll hibernate like a bear, sleep in a cave that I'll dig you. We'll be a tropical pair, and melt our Eskimo igloo. As soon as I've heard one affirmative word I can catch you on, I'll whisk you to Saskatchewan. I'll charter a plane or a honeymoon train and I'll snatch you on to snappy, silvery, sunny, sparkling Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
Anybody think we need more wood on that fire?
Fire's going great, McGee. Leave it alone. If it gets any hotter, it'll make the lake dry up.
Make the lake what, Mayor?
Dry up.
What's the matter, boy? Don't you like me?
Oh, don't be a...
Another hot dog, anybody?
No, thanks, Missus. Not for me. Already I have so many dogs I probably chase cats all the way home.
Hot dog, Miss Black?
No, thank you. I have to watch my figure, you know.
That should be easy, Miss Black, with all these fellows helping you.
By the way, Miss Black, or may I call you Gwendolyn?
You can call her Miss Black.
Take it easy, guys. Take it easy. Let's not have no rough stuff. This is strictly for fun, you know.
What were you going to ask me, Doctor?
Well, I was just going to ask you, Miss Black, if you're elected Queen of the Salmon Run again, what are your plans?
I think I'll go up the river and pawn my jewelry so I can go to Hollywood.
Give me another hot buttered root beer, will you, Molly?
There you are, dearie. Anybody else? Mr. Wilcox? Mr. Wilcox.
Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. I was helping Miss Black take off her skates.
I helped her take them off a half hour ago.
You did? Well, what do you know?
Hey, ain't this fun? I sure know how and where to build a fire, don't I? I was always the one that was chose to do this back in Peoria, you know. I pick out the proper place. I personally send guys out for firewood. I arrange the...
I would like to propose a toast.
Oh.
Well, isn't that nice? Quiet, everybody. Mr. Wimple wants to give a toast. Here, have some more root beer first, Mr. Wimple.
Thank you.
Consider yourself plugged in, Toastmaster.
Shoot, Wimp.
All righty. Here's to the girl with the light brown hair, the one that's cooking hot dogs there, Mrs. McGee. May I have 3? I thank thee.
And now I would like to make a little toast.
Good. Here's a bun and a long fork, Mr. Mayor. Go right ahead.
No, I mean a toast that we can all drink.
You can't drink toast, boy, unless you dunk it in your root beer, and then it gets all soggy. I tried that a while ago.
No. I didn't mean actual toast. I mean a toast.
Well, you go right ahead, Mr. Mayor. If you want to eat toast while everybody else is making up silly poetry and stuff.
I don't want to make a silly toast very well. Look, when I said I wanted to make a little toast, Oh, no. No, ladies and gentlemen, this is a real toast.
Go ahead.
Go on, Your Honor. May I have another hot dog, please, Mrs. McGee?
To our host, Fibber McGee, a greatly misunderstood man.
Oh, sure.
To Fibber McGee, our host, who personally selected the site on which to build this magnificent bonfire, who is giving us this most enjoyable evening.
Well, I hope so.
Your friend and mine.
McGee, you didn't build a fire on the start, you built it on the ice.
Yeah. And you know what? All my fire troops do that back in Peoria, too. Everybody getting out?
Fibber and Molly return in a moment. Pet milk, the first evaporated milk, is the first choice of many doctors who want to be sure of giving their baby patients the right start in life. Excellent examples of such babies, in addition to the Badgets, whom we mentioned earlier, are the Fultz quadruplets of Reidsville, North Carolina, the Hen quadruplets of Baltimore, the Collins quadruplets of the Bronx, New York, the Caspers of Passaic, New Jersey, and the Zarifs of New York City. All 24 of these famous babies were tiny and delicate at birth. All are sturdy, vigorous youngsters now. All were given pet milk shortly after birth. All are still thriving on this favored form of milk. Your grocer has pet milk. How about giving your children the benefits of this safe, easy to digest, uniformly rich milk? That's pet milk, the first food for millions of happy, healthy babies.
Boy, it sure feels good to get into some dry clothes, don't it?
Yes,
Kiddo?
indeed. You know, it's amazing how well everybody took it, though, McGee.
Yeah.
Very philosophically. Nobody blew up at all.
Nope. They were just too wet to burn, I guess. Good night.
Good night, all.
The first evaporated milk, pet milk, brings you Fibber McGee and Molly each week at this time. Be with us again next Tuesday night, won't you? Who usually has the say-so about wedding plans? The bride, the groom, the bride's family? Well, whatever usually happens definitely does not happen in the story of the week next Saturday morning on Pet Milk's Mary Lee Taylor program. Be sure to hear this surprising story, together with Mary Lee Taylor's famous recipe for pancakes with sausage patties. Tune in next Saturday morning, sure, for the Mary Lee Taylor program on NBC.
Steve Wilson fights crime in Big Town, next on NBC.
The Johnson Wax Program. The makers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat present Marion and Jim Jordan as Fibber McGee and Molly, with Donald Novis, the Four Notes, and Billy Mills Orchestra. The show opens with Hallelujah. Attention car owners. Another new labor-saving product is now offered to you by the makers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat. The name of this new product is Johnson's Car-New, C-A-R-N-U. It's a double-action cleaner and wax polish all in one. The job it does is little less than miraculous. Car-New saves you time and work. You simply can't compare its fast action with the old, difficult methods of car polishing. If your car is now foggy, streaked, and dirty, Car-New will quickly take away all the ugly film. Give it a dazzling mirror-like polish that will amaze you. This new double-duty liquid polish goes on in a hurry, dries almost immediately to a white powder. Wipe off the powder with a clean cloth, and there stands your car with a dazzling wax polish. A car your family will be proud to ride in. You can easily do the job in an hour, and believe me, you'll call it an hour well spent. Car-New both cleans and wax polishes in one simple operation. Buy a can of Johnson's Car-New without delay at a filling station, auto supply store, garage, or from your regular wax dealer. You'll soon be saying with thousands of car owners, your car looks like new when you use Car-New. Fibber has run out of cigars and has persuaded Molly to walk downtown with him to replenish his supplies. And here, walking along at the corner of 14th and Oak Streets, Wistful Vista, we find Fibber McGee and Molly.
I still don't know why we didn't take the car, dearie. Heavenly days, we've hardly used it.
Oh, I know, but I think it's a good idea now and then, Molly, to walk along the streets of your own town.
What's good about it?
Well, it brings you closer to things. It gives you the common touch.
Hey, buddy, can you spare a dime for a cup of coffee?
The common touch.
I'm kind of a little bit short of change, Bud, but here's a nickel.
Okay, I'll get a demi-tassy. Thanks, Doc.
McGee, I don't think he really wanted coffee. His nose was awful red.
Yeah. Those your Uncle Dennis's, and look at all the black coffee he has to drink.
Say, I'll have you know, dearie, that me Uncle Dennis is a teetotaler.
You got something there. All the tea that guy ever drunk wouldn't total half a pint. Well, I remember one night I looked out the window and seen him peeking into the mailbox down to the corner, and you know what he was saying?
What was he saying?
He was saying, come on out and fight, Jim Farley.
Well, he shouldn't have done that. You know, Mr. Farley's twice as big as Uncle Dennis.
I just mentioned it. Oh, there's Harpo Wilcox. Hi, Harpo.
Oh, where are you going in such a hurry, Mr. Wilcox?
I'm going down to buy some fireworks.
Fireworks? What's your hurry?
Why, 4th of July's 5 weeks away.
I know it, but I always start early. You see, I give firecrackers as premiums to all my Johnson Wax customers.
Oh, I suppose the idea is that Johnson's Wax does such a bang-up job.
Yes, sir, but not only that. It emphasizes the fact that Johnson's Wax saves so much time and trouble for a housewife that every day is Independence Day.
Oh.
Well, I'll see you later, folks. I gotta hurry.
Smart guy, Harpo. I hope our sponsors notice the boom in our summer business. Careful crossing the street here, Molly. Better let me take your arm before some truck driver takes your leg.
Say, you just take care of yourself, dearie. Remember the time you got your heel caught in the car track? You held up traffic for 4 hours.
It would have been longer than that if some genius hadn't suggested I take my shoe off.
Hello there, Johnny. Hello, daughter. Want to buy some homemade peanut brittle? It's nutty, but nice.
No, thank you, Mr. Oldtimer. Not today.
Hey!
She says, no, we don't want any old-timer. Personally, I hate to lose dignity by arguing with a hunk of candy, but it never agrees with me.
That's pretty good, Johnny. But that ain't the way I heard it. 100% water. Wonderful news, ain't it? Sure is, says t'other feller. Next time I want to play poker with the boys, I can sneak out through the hydrant. Well, sorry you don't want any peanut brittle, kids. Kind of like it myself. I'm a little deaf, and with this stuff, I can always tell when I'm through eating. Well, so long, Johnny. Goodbye, daughter. Nice, fresh peanut brittle. Monkey wrench with every box to tighten the nuts. Get your peanut...
Oh, McGee, look.
Huh?
Isn't that the sweetest pair of shoes in the window? Those beach clogs with the platform soles.
Gee, I'd like to get a pair of them myself. I'm so short that whenever I go to the beach, I can't see anything.
What?
Oh, hi, Don.
Well, hello, Fibber and Molly. Where are you bound for?
We're going down to the cigar store, Mr. Novus. McGee has run out of cigars.
Yeah, I don't blame him. If I smoked the kind of cigars he does, I'd run out, too.
Yeah, he was blowing smoke rings last summer up at the lake, and they're still using 4 of them for life preservers.
Ain't so.
I understand he sold 3 of them to the fire department for horse collars.
Now, listen here, you two. Just because if a guy can't, why don't you sing something, Novus?
I'm going to. I'm going to sing I'm Building a Sailboat of Dreams.
Oh, that's fine, Don. Folks, Donald Novus sings I'm building a...
Oh, wait a minute, McGee. Do you hear that? There's an extra out.
Extra, broke down stuff. Read all about it. Not woman. Extra, paper.
What's it all about, Bud? I can't understand the words you say.
Of course you can't, you don't. If you could, we wouldn't sell any papers.
I'll take one, boy.
Okay, lady, thanks. Extra, read all about it. Not wasn't it? Extra, paper.
What's it say, Molly?
Heavenly days. A big prison break.
Prison break?
5 desperate criminals escaped from Wistful Vista Penitentiary.
Oh.
Citizens are warned to be on guard against convicts believed still lurking in this vicinity.
You can't blame them much after being cooped up all those years. They just wanted to get out and take a little lurk around.
You aren't nervous, are you, Molly?
Well, I am a little Novus, Mr. Nervous. With all them convicts loose and all, I'm not sure I locked the back door. And I know I left my diamond ring on the dressing table.
Uh-oh.
Say, I better hurry home. Hurry back as soon as you get your cigars, dearie.
Okay, Molly. She's kind of upset at that, Don. I better get down to the cigar store. How do you want to go into this number? Cold or with a fancy build-up?
Well, my agent told me that...
Folks, Donald Novus sings I'm Building a Sailboat of Dreams. Shipyard Effects by Billy Mills. Take it, Don. probably kind of nervous on account of her escape. Whoops, I'm sorry, sis. I didn't see you coming.
Well, look where you're going there, Skippy. Can't a girl go roller skating without everybody bumping into her? Huh? One side there. Let me by.
Okay, Grandpa. Ain't you a little old and brittle to be zipping around on them Bunyan Buicks?
What? I don't know about that, Shorty. I got to keep in training for next winter.
Training?
Yeah, I'm a goalie on the hockey team. And golly, what a goalie. Let me by there. Whoopee!
Great gal for a hockey team with that. I can just hear the sizzle when that red-hot mama hits the ice. Well, hi, Harpo. Oh, I see you got your firecrackers.
Yeah, swell assortment, too.
Let's see 'em.
Oh, they're just ordinary firecrackers. I guess I told you what I wanted them for. You see, whenever I start to tell one of my customers about Carnew, say, Fibber, get your face out of this bag with that lighted cigar.
Oh, okay, Harpo.
Well, when I talk to my customers about Carnew, I say, Carnew, that remarkable new Johnson product, is as easy to apply as a match to a bunch of firecrackers.
Must have dropped a spark in there.
Yeah, they've exploded. They've exploded the old theory that you have to wear yourself out to get a beautiful polish on your car. Why, nothing annoys a car owner more than a dingy, dusty car. And with Carnew, everyone reports that it's sensationally easy to use. You just apply Johnson's Carnew over the clean surface of your car, and bingo! Bingo! There's your car with a gleaming sales room wax polish. I tell you, folks, Johnson's Carnew is destined to be the most popular automobile polish on the market. Excuse me, Fibber. I got to run back and get some more firecrackers.
I think he's the guy who used to tell me I'd get pinched someday for shooting off my mouth inside the city limits. Uh-oh, here's the cigar store. Oh, hi, Maury. How are you stocked up on them old McGee smokeroos?
You are still owing to me for the last 100 cigars, McGee.
How much?
$1.25.
$1.25, eh? Okay, here you are. Give me another 200. Say, did you hear about them convicts escaping? What'd they do, dig a tunnel?
They tried that and gave it up. They dug a tunnel 500 feet long and came up in the First National Bank. None of them had an account there, so they had to go back.
That's too bad. 200 feet south, and they'd have come up in the laundry and made a clean getaway. I understand they're pretty tough characters, eh, Maury?
Well, I guess so. At least they didn't post no cops in the woods in case they're stopping to pick wildflowers.
Speaking of wildflowers, I hope these cigars are as strong as my last ones. You got them ready for me, Maury?
Sure. Will you take them with you, or shall I give them the address and let them walk over?
That's okay. Let them walk over. But you better wait till dark. All they got on is their wrappers.
Oi.
So long, Maury. Might not be a bad idea at that to hurry home and keep an eye on things. I guess I better get...
Oh, how do you do, Mr. McGee?
Oh, hi, Uppy. Hey, what you doing in front of a cigar store? This ain't one of your hangouts, is it, Uppy?
Mr. McGee, please. What a horrid insinuation. I was merely walking past on my way to the ladies' club. We're rehearsing for our annual play, and I am playing the title role.
Oh, is that so?
Yes.
Well, what is it this year, Uppy? Dead End? No, Oh, I know. I'll bet you do the washcloth bit in Angels with Dirty Faces.
Oh, not at all, Mr. McGee. No. We are presenting Snow White and the Six Dwarfs.
7 dwarfs, wasn't it, Uppy?
Yes. But when Mrs. Bingham Boynton simply refused to play the part of Hetty, we can't understand it. Gladys has always been so willing before.
Well, maybe she didn't think the part was fat enough for her. So you're going to be Snow White, are you, Uppy? What are you going to do for a glass coffin?
Oh, that's very simple, really, Mr. McGee. Mr. Smith in the delicatessen is loaning us a glass showcase. Oh, I do hope I shall be able to go through with it until the prince rescues me. It simply reeks of ham, you know.
Oh, the prince?
Oh, no, Mr. McGee. No, the showcase.
Oh.
Well, I must be getting on now. Oh, it's quite warm, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I'll say it is, Uppy. Hotter than a $2 pistol. I kind of worked up a sweat and
McGee, a gentleman never, horses sweat, men perspire, and women glow. And I simply must be glowing. Glowing.
Good old Uppy. Some of them club women remind me of a dollar alarm clock. Full of good work, sound awful busy, and never quite on time. Now, see, what was I going to do here?
Well, for scream's sake, Fizzer, what are you doing standing around on the street like a fragrant without any home?
Just come downtown to get some cigars, Nick, but I got to go right back home.
Say, I'm just meeting Mr. Wilcox down the street.
Oh, you did, eh?
Sure, and he's having a big bag full of firecrackers, torpedoes, pin whistles, skyrockets, and Roman candlesticks. He's going to celebrate in the Declaration of Independence a little prematurely, isn't he?
Oh, he's giving them away for premiums. You going away for the 4th, Nick?
No, Fizzer, I think I'm staying here because my little boy Demetrios is being personally selected to make a recitation of a patriotic poetry.
Oh, what's he going to recite, Nick?
The recitation he's going to give is a very famous poetry, which the name of it is being The Middle of the Night Ride of Paul Revolver. It is going something like this. Listen, my squeegees, and get a load of a man who is galloping down the road.
Never mind, Nick. I'm familiar with that poem, and I got to get home. Molly's worried about them escaped convicts.
Oh, but Fizzer, every good United States of America citizen should have some refreshments for his memory of this great poetry. 1 if by land, and 2 if by sea, and 3 if by railroad. It's okay with me. Hardly a man is now alive, and if he is, he's more than 75, who remembers that famous day and year. Say, Fizzer, would you like a glass of beer?
No, thanks, Nick. I told you I had to hurry home because...
1 for the money, and 2 for the show. And Paul Revolver was ready to go when he hung up a signal in a steeple, and Paul was watching. He was pretty smart people.
Please, Nick, I can't.
To every middle-sized village and farm, the Redskins are coming. He gave the alarm. It's a good thing he did, too. It would be just too bad. And George Washington is the first president we ever had. Oh, that is a wonderful poetry, Fizzer, and it is teaching us a big lesson, too. That horseback rides is just going to show that there has been more than one patriotic canter in our history. Well, so long, Fizzer.
More than one patriotic canter. Take it, Billy.
Jonah was a man, got a word from the Lord to go and preach the gospel to a sinful land. He got on a ship and he tried to get away, and he ran into a storm in the middle of the sea. For the Lord, he made the wave just to roll so high. The ship began to sink and they all began to cry. They pulled old Jonah out of the hole, and they chucked him in the water just to lighten up the load. Now the Lord made a way of
all move toward that window and we bop you, see?
Yeah, you're after us, see? And we ain't taking no chances.
Oh, dear, I wish McGee was here.
Oh, my gosh. It's them convicts. They got Molly. What'll I do? I'll run next door and phone for the cops. I hope Molly keeps cool. When I get back out, I have the cops over here in 5 minutes. Oh, hello, little girl. Will you ask your mom if I can use the phone? Quick.
No.
Oh, come on, you gotta.
Why?
It's a matter of life and death.
Hmm?
Oh, come on, sis, quit stalling. Hurry up. Ask your mom if I can use the phone.
I can't do it, I betcha.
Well, why not?
Oh, my mom isn't here.
Well, who is here?
Me?
Ain't there anybody? I mean, can't some... Listen, sis, I'm coming in and use that phone.
Okay, mister.
Well, where is it?
Where's what?
The telephone, Dad, Rat, the telephone. Ought to be here in the hall someplace. Where is it, sis? Hurry up.
They took it out, I betcha.
Oh. Listen, sis, this is urgent. I gotta get to a telephone. Where's the nearest place I can telephone?
Right here.
Huh?
We got a telephone.
I thought... Dad, Rat, you said they took it out.
Sure they did, I betcha. They took it out of the hall and they put it in the dining room.
Why does everything have to happen to me?
Did you ever have the mumps?
No, I never had the mumps.
Well, then everything hasn't happened to you, I bet.
Please, sis, there's burglars in our house. I gotta call the police. Where's the telephone?
In the dining room. Right there, you see.
Oh.
Got a nickel?
Oh, no. That's not a cent of change with me, and this would be a nickel phone.
No, it isn't, mister.
Well, why'd you ask me if I had a nickel?
Hmm?
Oh, listen, sis. Let me make this phone call, and we'll discuss finances later.
Oh, no, you don't.
Huh?
When the other neighbors use our telephone, they give me a nickel. And one price tall is the way I do business.
Okay, I'll give you a nickel. I'll give you a dime. I'll give you a quarter. Here, give me that phone. Hello? Quiet, sis. I'm telephoning. Hello, operator. This is an emergency. Give me the police.
You can have it for a penny.
Hello, police station. This is Fibber McGee, 79 Wistful Vista. You know them convicts that escaped? Well, they're in my house at 79 Wistful Vista, see? Listen, officer, get the squad cars out right away and tell them to take it easy because they got my wife in there with them. I'd have busted in there myself, but there was no use throwing my own life away.
You can have it for a penny.
Okay, officer, thanks, and tell them to hurry. I heard them through the door, and they're pretty desperate. Okay, officer. Go on.
Where's my quarter, mister?
Oh, I ain't got time now, sis. I'll see you later.
Hmm?
I said, don't bother me now. I gotta get home.
Okay, mister. But it seems to me that it takes a pretty despicable character to default on a business arrangement with a lady, particularly when she has afforded him every facility to restore his loved ones to the great American ideal of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Fun of a policeman again. Oh, I hope Molly's all right. I shouldn't have let her go home all like that. Hey, officer, I'm telling you.
Hey, keep out of the way, buddy. You'll get hurt. Where does Fibber McGee live?
I don't know. He lives right over there. I mean, he's the one. I'm him. I'm Fibber McGee.
Well, quit stalling then and tell us why them convicts asked. Get out the riot guns, boys, and the tear gas bombs.
Now, listen, Captain, go easy on the shooting. My wife's in there, and them guys have been threatening her. I don't want nothing to happen to her.
Well, we'll do the best we can. Murphy!
Yes, sir?
Moskowitz!
Aye, aye, sir.
Cover the back door! Lenahan, Goldberg, O'Toole! Climb the trees and cover the upstairs windows. All right, McGee. Now, when I rap on the door and ask them to surrender, if they don't answer, you speak to your wife, understand?
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
Well, come on, then. All right, you men in there. Come out quietly and you won't be hurt. The house is surrounded. Do you hear me?
Oh, my gosh. You don't suppose they...
Call your wife, McGee, and see if she answers.
Molly!
Well, it's about time you got home, McGee. What are you doing with the policeman?
Molly, are you all right? I mean...
He told us them escaped convicts was in here, lady.
Sure they were. I heard at least 4 tough guys talking in here not more than 10 minutes ago.
Why, McGee, you never...
Oh, that.
What happened, Molly?
Oh, I was wishing you could have been here to hear him, McGee.
Who, them convicts on the lam?
No, gangbusters on the radio.
Fibber and Molly will be back in just a moment. And now, your attention, please. These pleasant spring days were surely meant for enjoyment. And no sensible woman wants to stay in the house scrubbing floors when the warm sun is calling her out of doors. Let me remind you, then, that you can forget about scrubbing when your floors and linoleum are gleaming with Johnson's self-polishing glow coat. You'll be glad every day when you see your beautiful lustrous floors and discover that dirt can't stick to the shining glow coat polish. And don't neglect your porch floor. Do you remember how the dirt collected on it last summer? Well, just put a little glow coat on that porch floor and see how much cleaner it will stay. You know, of course, that glow coat requires no rubbing or buffing. It never streaks or smears. It dries in 20 minutes to a glossy polish that seals the cracks against dirt and stain. But be sure you get the real thing. GLO-COAT. Johnson's self-polishing glow coat. The easy-to-use liquid polish that gives brighter luster, longer wear.
Heavenly days. I haven't seen so many cops since the time I was crowned queen of the 14th precinct at the policeman's ball.
Well, them cops were just an extra precaution, Molly. My first impulse was to rush in and clean them hoodlums up single-handed.
I bet you could have done it, too, dearie.
Oh, sure. Say I could. I was raised with a pretty tough gang back in Peoria, remember? That is, till they threw me out.
What'd they throw you out for?
They caught me carrying a handkerchief. Good night.
Good night, all.
Ladies and gentlemen, when you visit the New York World's Fair, you'll be sure to see the 15 beautiful model homes in the town of tomorrow. On all the floors and woodwork of these homes, Johnson's wax polishes are used exclusively. This is Harlow Wilcox, speaking for the makers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat at Racine, Wisconsin, inviting you all to be with us again next Tuesday night. Good night.
This is the National Broadcasting Company.
The Johnson Wax Program with Fibber McGee and Molly. The makers of Johnson's Wax, Johnson's Carnew, and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat present Fibber McGee and Molly, written by Don Quinn, with music by the King's Men and Billy Mills Orchestra. Many philosophers have pointed out to us that the one thing we can count on in life for certain is change. It may be imperceptible from day to day, but there's a constant change taking place all around us. And in household things, it's usually a change for the worse. Well, to help prevent or at least delay that deterioration, we paint many surfaces and we wax our floors, furniture, and woodwork. Today, more and more surfaces of all kinds, including leather, linoleum, and metal, are being protected with Johnson's Wax. Why? Well, for one reason, wax is impervious to moisture. The wax film, as long as it endures, offers remarkable resistance to aging and to the wear and tear of normal use. What's more, it's easy to apply additional coats of Johnson's Wax as they're needed, so that almost a permanent protection can be achieved against wear and against dirt. Now, you don't ordinarily think this problem through when you apply Johnson's Wax to the many surfaces around your home, but it will really pay you to understand just how and why Johnson's Wax does give such lasting protection to your things at such small cost and with a large net saving in work, plus an increase with every application in the beauty of every room in your home. Somebody is knocking at the door of 79 Wistful Vista, the home of Fibber McGee and Molly.
Hey, Molly. Hey, there's somebody at the door with a package.
How do you know it's somebody with a package?
Well, he knocked. If he had his hands free, he'd ring the bell.
If he had his hands free to knock, he's got his hands free to ring the bell.
Oh, not necessarily. You can knock with your feet or your knees, but did you ever try to ring a doorbell with...
Oh, for goodness sakes, I'll get it.
Okay.
Who is this the residence of?
Never end a sentence with a proposition. And if you must know, this is the house that Mr. and Mrs. McGee live in.
What do you got, Bud?
Package for Mrs. Fibber McGee. Sign here, please.
Oh, a package for me? Oh, who's it from?
That lady will forever remain a mystery with me, as I am only an individual which has been entrusted by the parcel delivery company to lay this precious burden in your pale white hands and get your mitts off that package docket for the lady.
I'm her husband.
Leave us not delve into the strange ways of women, comrade. Sign here, please.
I'll sign for it. There you are.
Thanks, madam.
And if you'll take my advice, you untaverned Duffy, you'll keep a civil tongue in your face.
Restrain yourself, mister. Was I concerned with a future in the profession of parcel delivery, I would eagerly drink in your pearls of wisdom. But inasmuch as soever that I am tomorrow morning being induced into the armed forces, you may button your kisser.
Fresh mug. Fresh guy. If it wasn't that I didn't want to maim a future second lieutenant, I'd have parted his nose with a knuckle.
I wonder who this package is from. I don't remember ordering anything.
Well, one way to find out would be to open it up.
Heavenly days, flowers. Oh, and what a lovely bouquet. Oh, McGee, you sweet, thoughtful man. Give Mother a kiss.
Oh, I can't.
You can't? Why not?
Well, it'd be under false pretenses. I didn't send those flowers.
You didn't? Well, who did?
Well, I don't know. Maybe they were delivered by mistake. I hope.
Well, I'll see if there's a card in the box. Ho-ho!
What's it say?
It says, "Please think of me." Signed, Ralph.
Ralph? Who the Sam Hill is Ralph?
Ralph. Now, let me see. There was a Ralph Onslauger in my geometry class. No, he has 8 children and is married.
Well, what Ralph is this? I want to know. I'm not going to have every anonymous Ralph in the country sending my wife flowers. By George, I'm going to...
Well, hello there, Molly, darling. And Fibber lad.
Hello, Uncle Dennis.
Hello, Uncle Dennis.
And what might you be celebrating this fine day with your handsome bunch of flowers and all, and McGee standing there with a silly expression on his pose? May them his love's cats forgive the loose use of the term, howsoever.
Well, I seem to have received these flowers from an anonymous admirer.
Yeah, well, he'll be anonymous till I catch up with him. Then he can easily be identified by his broken neck.
Well, now, isn't it a romantic thing? It reminds me of what happened to an old friend of mine by the name of Six Joseph O'Fegney, who was always trying to pick up a couple of bucks.
What did you say his name was?
Six Joseph O'Fegney. Well, sir, it seems...
Well, you mean his first name was Six?
It was that. It seems they didn't know what to name him when he was born, so they wrote several names on pieces of paper, and they put them in a hat. And his father, unfortunately, drew out the label. Yeah. His real name is 6 7/8 Joseph O'Fegney. His father being a small-headed man.
Now, look, Uncle Dennis, do you know anybody by the name of Ralph who would be sending me flowers?
Oh, of course, anyone named Ralph who knew you would be wanting to send you flowers because you're the sweetest.
Lay off of that mush, will you? Ever since you made that trip back to Ireland and kissed the Blarney Stone, you spread it on with a trowel.
Now, McGee, you know very well he went back to Ireland for his sister's wedding.
Oh, I did that. I couldn't resist it after getting a letter from Noreen that she was marrying an ostrich.
She was marrying a what?
An ostrich. Fella from Austria.
No, you don't mean an ostrich, Uncle Dennis.
Oh, I don't?
Why, certainly not. A guy from Austria is an Austin.
Oh.
No, McGee, in Austin is a little automobile.
I thought that was a bantam.
Oh, no. Oh, lad, I can correct you there. A bantam is a lad who drops chandeliers on people's heads in the theater.
Huh?
Yeah, did you see the bantam of the opera? Hey, I took care of that one, didn't I? That was the fella, though, that bantam that...
The Bantam of the Opera?
Yes.
No, Uncle Dennis. No, that's Phantom, you mean.
That means a spirit or a ghost.
Sure.
Oh, well, fancy that now. My own little sister marrying a ghost. I thought he was a little thin, but nary a chain did he rattle nor a groan in the night. 'Twas a dirty trick he played on the girl, not telling her he was dead. Making her think he was a lad of spirit when all the time he was just the spirit of a lad. Faith, Begorra, Bejabbers, Wurra, and other alleged Irish expressions.
Stage Irishman. All he needs is a clay pipe, a shamrock in his hat band, and 2 friends named Pat and Mike.
Never mind him, McGee. Look at these beautiful flowers.
Yeah.
Oh, aren't they lovely?
Yeah.
And to think of me having an unknown admirer.
Don't worry. He'll become known when I lay my hands on him. He'll become known as Rattling Ralph, the rat with the retractable ribs.
Why, sweetheart, I do believe you're jealous.
Jealous my clavicle. It's merely that I got no use for a hothouse Casanova that... Hey, you know what I'm going to do?
What?
I'm going to call a private detective and have these flowers traced. Hello, operator. Give me the J. Edgar Hooper Detective Agency. It's across the street from that hot dog stand. Huh? No. The hot dog stand. Huh? HOTDOG. Is that you, Mert?
Oh, dear.
How's every little thing, Mert? What say, Mert? You did? Oh, got word that he's definitely going to run again this year, huh?
Is that official, McGee?
I think so. Well, I always said he'd run again, Mert. They got too much invested in him now to let him quit now.
Why, McGee, that's hardly...
I'll never forget the time I saw him, Mert. It was the first time he'd won. Ah, what a hero. Standing there with his hair rippling in the breeze, eyes flashing, whinnying like...
Whinnying? Who are you talking about?
Whirl away. Mert says he's going to run again this year. What say, Mert? Oh, okay, I'll call later. By George, I'm going to find out who this Ralph is and what...
Billy Mills and the orchestra playing Thou Swell.
Give me 1,000 roses, put my heart in
Molly,
beside them.
please. I wish you wouldn't sing that. Gee whiz, here I am, seeing my home being busted up, my wife getting flowers from other guys, and I guess I'm just a failure.
Oh, don't talk like that, dearie.
Well, gee whiz.
Heavenly days, you make me sound like I've been hooping around town waving a pocket flask and dancing on tabletops.
Oh, gee whiz.
I didn't ask this Ralph person to send me flowers.
Well, gee whiz. Something must have given him the idea he could get away with it. You know the old saying, never go around with a married woman unless you can go 5 rounds with her husband.
Yes, but nobody's going around with me but you. I'm very happy. Can I help it if a perfect stranger sends me flowers?
Well, no, but my guy's a perfect...
Oh, here's Alice Darling McGee. Hello, Alice.
Hello, Mrs. McGee. Hello, FM.
Hello, A.D. And I don't mean antediluvian.
What's antediluvian?
I don't know. That's why I don't mean it.
Jeepers, get a load of the flowers. Oh, you're lucky, Ducky, to have a man who loves you enough after all these years to send you $15 worth of flowers.
Nobody doesn't.
Why, I do, too.
Well, I mean, of course, that McGee didn't send these flowers.
Well, I would have if I'd have thought of it. My God, just because some homewrecker with more money than sense comes...
Oh, you don't think it shows good sense to send me flowers?
Why, sure it does. I didn't mean that. I mean, he's got no right to send flowers to married women.
Oh, but who sent them to you, Mrs. McGee?
Ralph.
Ralph?
Yeah. They were sent as a dying request from one of my wife's admirers, Alice.
What makes you think he's dying?
If I catch him, I'll guarantee it.
Well, you mean you don't know who Ralph is?
Well, no. Do you?
Oh, I thought simply everybody knew about Ralph. He's always sending flowers to somebody.
Oh, he is he? Okay, Alice, give me the lowdown. Who is Ralph, and what part of town does he crawl around in? When I get through with him, his own mother won't know him.
Oh, well, I guess I better not tell you, on account I hate to think of such pretty flowers causing any trouble. I love flowers. I even wrote a poem about flowers when I was in school.
Oh, did you, dear? How did it go?
Oh, just fine.
She means, can you remember it?
Oh, of course. It was, I'm simply wild about flowers. I think all blossoms are dandy, but my favorite flowers for boys to bring me is candy. Gee, I wish Ralph would send me some flowers sometime.
Oh, this Ralph sends flowers to lots of women, does he? That's disgusting.
Oh, McGee, now you're acting like a jealous schoolboy.
I never know such a thing. I'm acting like any self-respecting married man that his wife gets flowers from strangers. By George, if they don't, hey, where are you going?
I'm going to put these flowers in a vase. Have you seen the big blue one that Aunt Sarah gave us 3 Christmases ago?
Oh, that cheap little hunk of bric-a-brac.
Listen now, that's a very pretty vase, and I happen to know that Aunt Sarah paid a great deal for it.
Well, she took an awful rooking then if she did. Cheapest grade of glass I ever saw. My gosh, you can't even use it to crack a walnut with. Without it falling into a million pieces.
Fibber McGee, did you break that beautiful...
Well, hello, folks.
Hello, Mr. Wilcox.
Hi, Junior.
Well, Molly, you look like a June bride, standing there with your arms full of flowers. Which reminds me, I think I'll send my wife a bouquet.
Oh, that's a nice thought, Mr. Wilcox. I'm sure she'll love it. I know I would.
What she's trying to say, Junior, is that I didn't send her those flowers.
Who did?
We don't know.
The card just says, please think of me, and was signed Ralph.
Oh, Ralph. Oh, him.
Do you know them?
You know who the... Doggone it, Wilcox. Tell me who he is and how big.
Well, let me tell you how I know him, pal.
Yeah?
You see, I have another friend who has an attractive wife, too.
Oh, thanks for the 2.
And one day, while I was visiting them, you know, just sitting around the house talking, how Johnson's wax is so wonderful, particularly in the wintertime. Because with the changes in temperature and humidity, the wax protection does so much to keep furniture and woodwork and floors in good shape.
That's what you're just sitting around talking about, huh? This casual conversation.
Yeah.
Small talk.
Yeah.
Trivialities.
That's it.
You know, Molly, I've often seen those ads in the magazines where a lot of people are sitting around in evening clothes talking about how Charlie is so much happier now that he started wearing neat neck, snug, fast, jolly collar shirts. I never believed people did that. But to think of spending an evening with Wilcox. Oh, murder.
I think Mr. Wilcox could make Johnson's wax a very interesting subject.
Well, I can talk about other things.
You can?
Why, certainly. I also discuss subjects like economics.
Oh.
And I can prove how much money you can save over a period of years. By using Johnson's wax on luggage, lampshades, windowsills, and enamel surfaces. Because with that protection, they look well and last so much longer.
You see, McGee? I retract, Junior. You can change the subject.
Why, certainly.
You can go right from how Johnson's wax saves your furniture, boom, right into how Johnson's wax saves your woodwork. Baby, what a conversationalist.
Yes, but how about this Ralph, Mr. Wilcox?
Who?
Ralph, the guy that sent the married woman the flowers while you were just sitting around fascinating everybody with your sparkling dialogue.
Oh, yeah. Well, there we were, just talking.
Yes, we know about that.
And suddenly, the bell rings.
Door, fire, school, Swiss, alarm clock, church, or telephone?
Door.
Oh.
Well, it was a messenger with flowers. Beautiful, too. Had a card in them from Ralph.
Well, get to it, Wilcox. Get to it. Who is Ralph?
I've been trying to tell you, pal. He's the guy who keeps sending married women flowers.
Oh, sure.
I'll run over and ask these friends of mine if they ever found out who it was. I'll call you back.
I wonder if I would be unfair to Mr. Wilcox if I sometimes suspected he only comes in here to deliver a message about that. Oh, I'm just being silly.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. He's just... Doggone it, Molly, I wish you'd stop burying your face in those flowers. You're enjoying them altogether too much.
Now, look, sweetheart, the flowers don't know who sent them. When I start burying my face in Ralph's manly shoulder, you'll have something to...
Don't talk like that. And if I ever lay my hands on that home-wrecking hyena, he won't have any shoulders. I'll tear him off so fast he'll have to go through life shrugging his hips.
Well, I'm sure it won't matter to me, dear. He has a nice taste in flowers, and that's all I know about him. Now, I got to get these in some water, too, before they wilt.
Ah, there goes a good kid. She don't get all fluttery and giddy just because some patsy sends her a couple of petunias. Why, shucks, I wouldn't... Oh, boy, I hope that's Ralph in person. I'll hide the body under the coal pile till spring. I hope he's a small man. We haven't got much coal. Come in. Oh, hi, little girl.
Gee, what smells so good in here? Smells like flowers.
Yeah, probably my after-shaving lotion, sis.
Must be pretty strong stuff, mister. You haven't shaved since yesterday, I betcha.
I have, too. My beard grows fast. Have to shave twice a day, unusually.
Yeah? Who do you shave the second time, the cab?
Now, don't you get impudent, sis. You know, if I'd talked to my elders like that when I was your age, they'd have given me to the Indians.
What Indians?
What do you mean, what Indians? Indians, they were all around us where we lived.
Oh?
Out there in Arizona. I was practically brought up as a Sioux Indian. For years, my legs were all out of shape from riding horses bareback.
Gee, honest?
Yes, sir.
I always thought you were knock-kneed.
Man. That's because I gripped those ponies so hard with my knees. The minute I got off a horse, my knees would spring together. Ping! Had so much strength in my legs, I could crack coconuts with my knees.
Oh,
yes, sir. I was quite a lad, sis. I had a little bow and arrow, and by the time I was 7, I could keep 9 arrows in the air at one time.
Gee, honest?
Yep.
What'd you do, tie a string around them and toss them out, huh?
Okay, scoff if you want to. But those days of the Old West won't come again, sis.
No?
You'll be sorry you didn't listen to one who was there. You know what happened when I was 9 years old?
Sure. Big Bull stood up and you fell off his lap.
No, sir. When I was 9 years old, my pappy gave me a handful of bullets, a rifle, a skinning knife, 3 pounds of flour, a side of bacon.
Which side?
Right side. That's all that was left. And he gave me a pony. Then he slaps me on the shoulder and says, "Okay, son, get out into the world. You're getting to be a burden on my family."
You were 9 years old then?
Not quite 9, 8 years and 10 months to be exact. So I leapt onto my pony and sat there till evening.
Why?
Because I wanted to ride away into the sunset. Nothing dramatic about leaving home at high noon. And there we went, a boy and his pony, facing every kind of danger with high hopes and a stout heart.
Gee, where'd you go, mister? Where'd you?
Well, search me, sis. Nobody ever saw a hide nor hair of us again.
Oh.
So now, if you'll excuse me,
Hey,
sis, I got...
mister.
Huh?
Did a man come here with some flowers?
Yes, he did.
Who are they from?
Aren't you being just a trifle nosy, sis?
Sure.
Thanks. They were from a guy named Ralph.
Oh, boy, I win a nickel. I win a nickel. I win
Hey, wait, what's the idea? How'd you win a nickel?
Boy, Chooks and I saw the man bring the package, and I bet him a nickel. Ralph was sending Mrs. McGee some flowers. Hey, Willie, I win. You owe me a nickel, Willie. It was Ralph.
Hey, wait a minute. What the... Who... Doggone it, does everybody know Ralph but me?
The King's Men sing Don't Touch It.
When I was just a tiny tot down in Tennessee, I kept my mammy on the spot looking after me. I'd fool with this and fool with that, messing round about. And when I'd grab my pappy's hat, Mammy dear would shout, don't touch it, better leave it alone, don't touch it. Hey, hey, you'll catch it when Pappy gets home, if you don't mind what I say. When Pappy missed his Sunday hat down in Tennessee, he'd fuss and cuss and start to look for me. Then pretty soon I'd have a date in the old woodshed, and with remorse I'd meditate on what my mammy said. Don't touch it, can't you leave it alone? Don't touch it, nay, nay, you'll catch it as sure as you're born, if you don't mind what I say. One day I went with Pappy downtown to buy a shoe. He said it was good for any man to have a sip of brew. But when he went to take a nip, we heard an awful roar. We turned around and there was Mammy shouting through the door, don't touch it, can't you leave it alone, don't touch it. Nay, nay, you'll catch it, as sure as you're born, if you don't mind what I say. How happy were those childhood days down in Tennessee. The dear old-fashioned country ways still appeal to me. I'd gladly be a boy again to mess around about. I'd step on Pappy's derby just to hear my mammy shout, don't touch it, better leave it alone, don't touch it. Hey, hey, you'll catch it when Pappy gets home, if you don't mind what I say.
McGee, these flowers fill 3 big vases. Don't they look beautiful?
I think they're gaudy and overdone. And in terrible taste.
I love to see you jealous, McGee.
I'm not jealous. I'm merely a... Hey, what'd you do to your hair?
Oh, I just tried combing it a different way. You like it?
Yes, I think. Hey, are you wearing your new dress?
What? Oh, yes. I just thought I'd slip it on to see how it went with the new hairdo.
Oh, Molly, I don't like this. My gosh, some stranger sends you a handful of silly asters and you go all coquettish. Fix your hair all different and wear new clothes.
Now, don't be silly. Though I will admit it's stimulating to get such a gorgeous bouquet. Say, McGee, the next time we're in Kramer's drugstore, remind me to try that new shaded lipstick. I think they call it person to person.
That's disgusting. Person to person. Oh, come in.
Oh, hello, Dr. Gamble.
Hello, Molly. Hello, McGee.
What do you want, Aerosmith?
Himself is in a bad mood today, Doctor.
If I ever come over here and find him in a good mood, I'll bake you a cake. What's griping you, my boy? Draft board reclassify you LH2?
What's LH?
Level-headed. Flat on top.
Never mind the wisecracks, Doctor. When a guy's home is being broken up, a guy don't feel like swapping banter with guys.
Oh, now, McGee, you foolish boy.
He's foolish, all right, but he's no boy. Stop running your hands through your hair, beanbag. Get your chin off your solar plexus and tell the old family physician your troubles.
It's Ralph.
Ralph who?
We don't know.
Oh, fine. What has Ralph been doing? Writing limericks on your sidewalk?
He's been sending my wife flowers. That's what he's been doing. And if I ever lay my dukes on him...
Oh, that Ralph.
What's that? You mean you know who it is?
You too? Does everybody know this guy but me?
And me?
You mean you don't know who Ralph is?
I know who he will be. He'll be the guy they find floating down the river with every bone in his body broken by a blunt instrument named Fibber McGee.
But, Doctor, tell us now, who is he?
What time is it?
4:12. Why?
I can answer your question in 2 minutes.
2 minutes, but how?
You'll answer it right now, or by George, I'll pin your ears so far back, you'll have to add 3 feet to your stethoscope.
Don't get ambitious, my flabby little friend. If I didn't know you were upset about this thing, I'd hang a shanty on your eye that would solve the housing problem for the next 100 years.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah.
Why, you overbearing, body-wrecking, supercharging, pulse-pinching...
What time is it?
4:14.
Well, turn on the radio.
Huh? What for?
Turn it on!
Oh, okay. Turn on the radio.
All right, dearie.
I don't know what you think you're
Now
going
be quiet, McGee. Listen.
Our great pleasure to announce that the lucky winner today is Mrs. Fibber McGee of 79 Wistful Vista. As you know, every Tuesday, some lucky lady receives a gorgeous bouquet of blossoms from Ralph, the friendly florist. Remember, friends, when you think of flowers, think of Ralph. And now we present Bing Sinatra in a transcribed...
Catch on?
Oh, this is...
ridiculous.
The Johnson Wax Program with Fibber McGee and Molly. The makers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat present Fibber McGee and Molly, written by Don Quinn, with songs by the King's Men and music by Billy Mills. The show opens with I Love Louisa. I was talking with a man who had just had the floors in his house completely refinished. In fact, he had just paid the bill. This time, we're going to take care of our floors, he told me. We're taking your advice about protecting them regularly with Johnson's Wax. Well, that's advice I give very freely on this program, and you're all welcome to accept it and save yourself expensive refinishing charges. It's really remarkable how much punishment floors will stand when they're given an occasional coat of genuine Johnson's Wax. Besides the money-saving protection, Johnson's Wax offers 2 other major advantages. First, the glowing beauty it gives to all floors, furniture, and woodwork. And second, the way it saves you work all during the year. Be sure, however, that you get the original and genuine Johnson's Wax, available in paste, liquid, or cream wax form. When house cleaning time comes, a husband does one of 2 things. 1, he goes away someplace. 2, he hangs around and gets in the way. The guy living at 79 Wistful Vista is type number 2, as you'll see when we join Fibber McGee and Molly.
Now, McGee, if you're not going to be any more help than this, I wish you'd take the afternoon off. Go to a movie or something.
I might call Billy Mills and go bowling.
Well, why don't you?
I can't. Billy hates bowling.
Well, why don't you go down to the cigar store? You and the other hangers-on down there haven't settled the world situation for a long time.
Those mugs don't know what it's all about. They're too fat to fight and too wise to know anything and too dumb to catch on when I try to explain things to them.
You being the authority, I suppose.
Why not? I read the papers and study military tactics. All them drips do is stand around moaning about their tires.
Say, this tire shortage is certainly going to put the country back on its feet again.
I don't care. I like to walk. Remember last summer, Molly, when I was always planning to pack a lunch and get up early on some Sunday morning and take a long hike out into the country?
Well, I remember you planning it, but you never went.
Yeah. Well, I hate to go away and miss reading the Sunday paper.
Well, you could have taken the Sunday paper with you.
Oh, yeah? I know a guy that carried a Sunday paper 2 miles once. He's been bow-legged ever since.
Well, now, if you're not going to help me with this house cleaning, I wish you'd go out someplace.
Okay.
But now, listen. Comb your hair first.
I just did.
What'd you part it with, a corkscrew?
I'm just different than most good-looking guys, Molly. Instead of curly hair in a straight part, I got straight hair in a curly part. No kidding, Molly. I don't...
Oh.
What's the matter? Hurt your hand?
Oh.
Molly, what's the matter?
McGee, my ring. My engagement ring.
Huh?
It's gone.
Gone? Oh, my gosh. Hey, maybe you took it off to wash your hands or
I
something.
never take it off. Oh, dear. My beautiful engagement ring. It'll break my heart if I lose that now.
Well, where did you see it last?
Right here on my left hand. Oh, dear, if I only...
No, I mean, where were you?
I had it this morning, and I haven't been out of the house. Now, let me see. First, I built a fire here in the fireplace.
Well, maybe you dropped it in the fireplace.
Oh, heavenly days. Scrape the ashes all out and sift them, McGee.
Huh?
I look upstairs, and then you get the vacuum cleaner, and we'll... Oh, dear.
Come in.
Oh, hello, Mrs. Uppington.
How do you do, my dear? Hi, Mr. McGee.
Hi, Uppy. Now, watch where you plant those big... watch where you step, Uppy. We lost a diamond ring around here someplace.
My engagement ring, Abigail. It's missing.
Yeah. Oh, how terrible, my dear. And it was such a dainty little diamond, too.
Well, I tell you, it isn't the ring so much as it is the sentiment, Abigail. I remember the night McGee gave it to me, just like it was yesterday. There he was, kneeling in front of the...
Oh, never mind that. Uppy ain't interested in how...
Oh, but I am, Mr. McGee. Oh, it's simply too romantic. Tell me, my dear, after he put the ring on your finger, did he kiss your hand?
Oh, sure.
I think he was going to, Abigail, but before he had a chance... My father came in with a glass of elderberry wine for each of us and said, "Congratulations, children."
Grand old man, too, your father. Must have waited outside that door for 2 hours and never spilled a drop.
I hope you were married right away, my dears. I never did believe in long engagements.
Neither did McGee. Particularly after we went into vaudeville. You know, we never played a theater more than 3 days.
Oh, good heavens. Were you in the theater?
Oh, why, sure.
Oh, how utterly fascinating. I was an actress once, myself.
Oh, Uppy. I remember you. Didn't you used to have an iron jaw act? Swinging on a rope by your teeth and waving a little American flag? Huh?
Now, please, Mr. McGee, I was never in vaudeville.
Oh.
I played only Shakespearean roles. Juliet, you know.
Oh, we played Joliet, too. Sure, Joliet, and then we went to Kankakee and Decatur.
No. Not Joliet. Juliet, my dear. Oh, what fun. My leading man fell in love with me. Oh, poor dear P. Jarvis.
P. Jarvis?
Yes, his name was John P. Jarvis, but I always called him P. Jarvis.
That was cute. Well, whatever happened to, I don't like to be nosy, Upsy.
Oh,
but
he went away to make his fortune, but I've never seen him since.
Well, didn't he leave any message when he left, Abigail?
Yes, he left a note saying that someday he would return, and when he did, Oh, good heavens. I wonder.
You wonder what?
He said that some night he would return and toss a pebble at my window.
Oh, my.
Do you suppose? Oh, but it couldn't. But still, I must have this investigated at once. Goodbye.
Well, if it was him that came back and threw a rock through her window, that lets you out, McGee.
It lets me out of more than that.
What do you mean?
I mean this diamond ring of yours. I've been afraid. I am afraid. Maybe I walked in my sleep again. And are you sure you had it on this morning?
Yes, I am.
Oh, that's a load off my mind. I was afraid I'd got up in the night, swiped your rock, and heaved it through somebody's window. Well, come on, let's sip the ashes. Get the vacuum cleaner, Molly. We'll get this house to going over like it never has. Here, take my coat.
How'd you get so dirty?
I've been looking for your diamond ring. I sifted all the ashes out of the fireplace and dumped them in the alley, a grain at a time. Boy, that stuff sure makes you cough.
Well, why didn't you tie a handkerchief over your nose?
I did. And then I had to breathe through my mouth. And that's what made me cough. But your ring wasn't there.
Well, I tell you, it's around someplace. Nothing is really lost till you quit looking for it, you know.
Is that true?
Certainly. Why?
And I lost a couple of kneecaps. Since I started putting on weight, I've quit looking for them. Oh, boy, am I tired.
Well, I certainly appreciate your help, dearie. Now, listen, you take it easy and let me finish the house cleaning. I'll find my ring somewhere.
No, sir. I'm going to turn this house upside down and shake it if I have to. Hand me that carpet sweeper.
All right, darling. Here. And keep a sharp eye out in the corners along the baseboard.
Yeah.
Heavenly days, my left hand feels positively indecent without that ring on it.
Mm-hmm. I know how you feel, Molly. I lost my wristwatch once. And every time anybody'd look at my naked wrist, I'd blush clear up to my elbow.
Listen, dearie, be sure to look under the edges of the rugs, won't
Don't worry. Old Eagle Eye McGee is on the job. We'll get you. Oh, I wonder who that could be.
Look out the window.
Huh?
Is there an armored delivery truck out there?
No.
Well, then it can't be the grocery man with my 2 pounds of sugar. Come in.
Good day, Mrs. McGee. Hello, McGee.
Oh, hi, Latrivia. What you all bundled up in the fur cap and mittens for?
I regret to say that I neglected my business affairs today and yielded to the temptation to go out with a small party of friends.
Oh.
We have been boob sledding.
No. You mean bobsledding.
With the frantic little group of sportsmen I was with, Mrs. McGee, it is boob sledding. They are imbued with the peculiar idea that to see how close one can steer a sled to a moving streetcar is the height of hilarity.
Well, it is kind of fun at that, Latrivia.
Yes, I imagine it would appeal to you, too, McGee. You are the type that rocks rowboats and wears ladies' hats at parties.
Why, he does not. He always wears a lampshade.
Get a much bigger laugh with a lampshade, Latrivia. That kills him.
Thank you. I shall try to remember that the next time. But am I intruding? Were you cleaning house, Mrs. McGee?
Well, yes. And then I lost my diamond engagement ring, Mr. Mayor. So we know it's around here someplace.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you mind if I take a look around?
I'll be glad to have you, Latriv. Go ahead.
Well, I don't see it anywhere.
You couldn't have found a flat car in a phone booth in that length of time.
My eyesight is very penetrating, McGee.
Oh.
In fact, I was quite a student of mesmerism at one time.
What's mesmerism?
Mesmerism. Hypnotism. Like this. Look me in the eye, McGee.
Which one?
Either one.
Oh.
Now relax. You're slowly coming under my dominance. You have no will of your own.
I've been telling him that for years, and I'm no hypnotist.
See? McGee. All right, McGee. When I snap my fingers, you are completely subject to my orders. There. You see, Mrs. McGee? His mind is a blank. Look at that glassy stare.
That's the way he always looks when he does crossword puzzles. Isn't it, McGee? Isn't it, McGee? McGee! Well, heavenly days, he is hypnotized.
Of course he is. Watch this. McGee, you are an Airedale. A big, brown Airedale. Speak.
Isn't that wonderful? Look at him trying to wag his tail.
No. Get down. Stop jumping up on me. Down, doggy. Down. Ow! He bit me in the leg. Let me out of here.
Well, aren't you going down and hypnotize him first?
Oh, he'll come out of it shortly. I don't want to... Here! Get away from me! You brute!
Boy, I sure fooled him, didn't I, Molly?
You fooled me, too. I was about to call the drugstore for some flea powder.
Well, I had to get rid of that guy some way so I could get back to work. Some act, huh?
It was wonderful. It was so realistic. McGee, pull in your tongue and stop that panting.
I can't help it. I'm tired. This carpet sweeper works awful hard.
Well, use the vacuum.
Okay, plug in the cord, will you?
All right.
Thanks.
What's the matter now?
Motor won't start.
McGee, have you been tinkering with it?
Why should I tinker with the vacuum cleaner motor?
I don't know, but have you?
That's a silly question to think that I...
McGee, have you?
Oh, you mean with the vacuum cleaner motor? Yeah, come to think of it, I have. I took it apart to fix it.
Well, couldn't you get it back together again, right?
Ordinarily I could, but I took it apart on my workbench down in the basement, and I already had the lawnmower apart, and I didn't know which parts went back in which.
That's lovely. Well, I'm glad you didn't have my sewing machine down there, too.
I did. But I kept the parts to that separate.
Well, good for you.
Yeah. I didn't want them to get mixed up with the works out of your electric mixer.
What? Heavenly days. Please, McGee, will you stop experimenting with the appliances?
Well, I was just trying to... Something is all. I thought if I fit a couple of little paddles to the mixing machine, I could use it for an outboard motor next summer.
And my sewing machine, what were you trying to make out of that, a pencil sharpener?
No, Hey, I bet you got something there.
Oh.
I'll bet if I attached a razor blade to the bottom of it...
No, please. Go get the carpet sweeper and sweep these rugs.
Yeah.
Don't forget I have a diamond ring laying around here someplace.
Don't worry, I'll find it. I'm the guy.
Hello, Fibber. Hello, Molly. What's cooking, good looking?
I've lost my diamond ring, Mr. Wilcox.
Yeah, be careful where you step, Harlow. We like mashed carrots, but not in the rug. My hot tonight.
Well, gee, that's tough, Molly. Are you sure you lost it around here?
No, absolutely. I always wear it right here on the third finger of my left hand.
Hey, wait a minute. Let me see.
Now, what good will it do to look at her hand? You're just hanging around the fairgrounds after the balloon's gone up.
Hey, look at that hand.
What's the matter with it?
Nothing. It's lovely. Why, it's hands like yours that make the best possible advertising for Johnson's self-polishing Glow Coat.
Oh, my.
And Glow Coat is a beauty treatment for your linoleum, too. Oh, I had 20-minute floor facial. Pour out little Glow Coat, spread it around, and presto, in 20 minutes or less, it sparkles with pride and joy.
Harlow, you amaze me.
How so, Joe?
The way you keep up your enthusiasm. For 7 years now and more, you've been whooping and hollering about Johnson's Glow Coat. Don't you ever let down?
What do you mean, let down? After only 7 years?
Do you realize how many hundreds of years
BG?
Before Glow Coat? How many hundreds of weary years women spent trying to keep their homes clean and bright with bunches of grass and crude brooms and dirty scrub brushes? The aches and pains and toil and... Oh, you wouldn't understand. Well, I hope you find your diamond, Molly.
Thanks, Mr. Scott. He certainly loves his work, doesn't he, dearie?
Yeah, you know what he did? He went down to the Red Cross yesterday and gave him a pint of Glow Coat. He told him it was his life's blood. Well, this ain't finding that diamond, Molly. Move that chair, will you, so I can sweep on it.
All right.
Ain't under there any place.
Oh, dear.
You know what I can't understand is how that ring ever come off your finger. I thought it was on so tight.
Well, it was. But whenever I worry, I lose weight.
What are you worrying about?
Well, wouldn't you worry if you lost the diamond ring?
Yeah, I guess I would at that. Oh, well, I better keep quiet till I find it.
Hello there, kids. Just stopped in to say goodbye.
Why, Mr. Oldtimer, where are you going?
Joining the Navy, daughter. I'm an old salt, full of the old pepper. 8 bells and all's well.
What?
Believe the wheel and the lifebuoy and look out. Lay aft the topside, all the ship's company. Sailing, sailing over the bounding main. Many a stormy wind shall blow.
Hey. Wait a minute, old-timer.
See?
They won't take you in the Navy. You're too old. Well, you'd lay an awful egg in a crow's nest.
Yes, that's so. Well, by John Paul Jones, Johnny, I got my mind made up to join the Navy, and I'm going to do it. I already told my girl. I says, chicken, I says, get off my arm and make way for an eagle. I says,
But now look, Mr. Oldtimer, you're way, way over the age limit. You can't get in if they won't take you.
Then I'll stow away, daughter. I'll send you a snapshot of me on a destroyer.
You ever get seasick, old-timer?
Oh, good gravy, Johnny. Why'd you have to mention that? Oh, that spoils everything. And I know I'd look cute in a sailor suit, too.
I bet you would, too. Indeed you would. It's the navy blue that makes sailors like you, and it's sailors like you that make the navy blue.
That's pretty good, daughter, but that ain't the way I heard it. The way I heard it, one feller says, t'other feller says. You know what the Germans are going to do next in Russia? No, says t'other feller.
Well, what's the answer?
Daughter, there's a feller with a little Charlie Chaplin mustache would like to know that, too. Well, I'm still going to try and get in the Navy, kids.
The King's Men sing The White Cliffs of Dover.
I'll never forget the people I met braving those angry skies. I remember well as the shadows fell, the light of hope in their eyes. And though I'm far away, I still can hear them say, thumbs up, for when the dawn comes up, there'll be bluebirds over the white cliffs of Dover. Tomorrow, just you wait and see. There'll be love and laughter and joy ever after. Tomorrow, when the world is free. The shepherd will guard his sheep, the valley will bloom again, and Johnny will go to sleep in his own little room. be bluebirds over the white cliffs of Dover. Tomorrow, when the world is free, the stars will be bright and clear. The sky will be blue again, and no one will ever fear. And dreams will come true again. There'll be bluebirds over the white cliffs of Dover. Tomorrow, just you wait and
Oh, boy. My word. This is the cleanest this house has been since it left the lumberyard. Hey, Molly.
Did you call me, McGee? Every day's look at you perspire.
Why not? I cleaned the whole downstairs, vacuumed all the rugs, and cleaned out all the desk drawers, and emptied the cigar ashes out of all the vases.
Oh, good for you. Good for you. But I'll feel terrible if we don't find my ring. You see who that is. I'm going to look around upstairs once more before
Okay. Come in.
Hi, mister.
Oh, hello, sis. Now, I haven't got time to talk to you now. Mrs. McGee's lost her diamond engagement ring.
Is she engaged?
No, she ain't engaged. She's married.
Well, why hasn't she got a wedding ring?
She has got a wedding ring. She's also got an engagement ring.
I thought she lost it.
She did.
Then she hasn't got it, huh?
I know she hasn't got it, but she had it, and she lost it.
Where?
Look, sis, if we knew where she lost it, we'd go there and find it, wouldn't we?
Maybe she swallowed it. I swallowed a nickel once.
You did? I says you did?
Did what?
You swallowed a nickel.
I know it.
Look, sis, I'm busy. Go on home now and leave me in peace. Come back in the spring and we'll chase butterflies together or something. Go on now, beat it.
Okay, mister.
Well.
But spring won't be here for 6 weeks more.
Who said so?
Well, gee, the groghound saw his shadow yesterday.
Groghound? You mean Uncle Dennis?
No, the groghound, like a little dog, kind of.
Oh, you mean the groundhog?
Sure.
Well, I guess that proves it all right, sis. They say the groundhog is always right.
Do you think so, mister? Huh?
Absolutely. Nature gives them little animals an instinct for that kind of stuff like that there, sis. That's how the robins know where to fly down to where it's warm. And how the bears know when to go to sleep for the winter. And how the little moths know when to start munching on your best baby. I guess you never thought of that before, did you, sis?
Sure I have, I bet you.
Oh, you have, huh?
Sure. But I always kind of laughed it off, mister.
Huh?
Because anybody with the brain of a bumblebee knows that a groundhog is just a stupid little quadruped that wouldn't know February 2nd from National Apple Week is hardly a proper source for intelligent meteorological forecasting. So long, lunkhead.
Why, that impudent little twerp. One of these days I'm going to lose my patience and play clap hands, here comes Fibber on the back of her rompers. Now, let me see. I better put that piano back where I got it. Oh, boy, am I wore to nothing. I got more creaks than a cricket and more pains than the greenhouse. My back is so...
I'm almost ready to give up. And you know, it just breaks my heart. Well, for goodness sakes, how nice everything looks, dearie.
Boy, it ought to look nice. I've lost 7 pounds in weight, 2 inches in height, and a lot of interest in life.
Well, now you just sit down and rest, dearie. You've really worked hard today, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, what good did it do? With your ring still missing? Well, I'll be... Look. What's that?
What's what? What are you staring at?
Your hand. Hey, your finger. Your ring, there it is.
Why, you must be seeing things. My hand is as big as...
No. Your right hand. You got your ring on the other hand.
Well, Oh, McGee, thank you, darling. Thank you for finding it.
What do you mean, finding it? You had it all the time?
Well, if I'm not the worst, now I remember. I put it on the other hand this morning to remind me of something.
Remind you of what?
Never mind. It seems so silly now.
Huh. Well, I want to know. I got a right to know. And I can keep from collapsing just long enough for you to tell me.
This is so ridiculous.
Well, why did you put the ring on the other hand?
Well, it was to remind me to ask you to help me with the house cleaning today.
In bad weather, when the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker come tramping across your kitchen floor with wet and soggy feet, your linoleum needs extra protection. Give it that protection with Johnson's self-polishing glow coat and see what a difference it makes in your daily work and in the appearance of your kitchen. As a matter of fact, it's when your floors get this extra punishment that you can see what a wonderful polish glow coat really is. It has a flexible film, which means that it wears evenly without chipping. It has a lasting luster, gives floors sparkling beauty that brings out and preserves the fresh colors of the linoleum. And Glow Coat is economical because a little goes a long way. Glow Coat is self-polishing, needs no rubbing or buffing. You simply apply and let dry. But for Glow Coat results, be sure you get the one and only Johnson's self-polishing Glow Coat.
Hey, Molly, you know what?
No, what?
I made up my mind I'm going to quit joking about not using our car so much. You know, this is a serious business. I think our support of these wartime restrictions ought to be absolutely...
tireless.
Yeah. Good night.
Good night, honey.
The War Department has just announced new revised regulations for training aviation cadets. Under these new rules, men between 18 and 26, married or single, with or without college education, are now eligible for the Army Air Corps. More than 2 million more men may now join this exciting branch of the service and play an important part in America's all-out victory program. How to join? See your local Army recruiting station immediately. This is Harlow Wilcox speaking for the makers of Johnson's Wax Finishes for Home and Industry, inviting you to be with us again next Tuesday night. Good night. This is the National Broadcasting Company.
The Pet Milk Program with Fibber McGee and Molly. First Evaporated Milk, Pet Milk, presents Fibber McGee and Molly with Bill Thompson, Gail Gordon, Arthur Q. Bryant, and me, Harlow Wilcox. The show is written by Phil Leslie and Keith Fowler and directed by Max Hutto with music by the King's Men and Billy Mills Orchestra. Some foods just naturally go together, like bread and butter, ham and eggs, and coffee and pet milk. Lots and lots of folks who used to take cream in their coffee now use Pet Evaporated Milk. Not just because Pet milk costs so much less, but because it makes coffee taste so good. Gives coffee the creamy color and mellow, satisfying flavor that coffee drinkers love. Now let me tell you why Pet milk is so right for coffee. The Pet milk people take good, sweet country milk and remove more than half the water by evaporation. The result is a concentrated milk, which doesn't make your coffee taste weaker or watery. It just makes it taste better. And think of it. For the same amount of money you'd spend for coffee cream, you get more than twice as much Pet Evaporated Milk. So, for extra enjoyment, for extra economy, in your coffee, use Pet brand Evaporated Milk. Get several cans at your grocer's tomorrow. Statistics prove that there are two distinct types of duck hunters. There's the strong, silent type of sportsman who shoots well and talks little.
And there's Mr. McGee. Now, Fibber McGee and Molly.
I can hardly wait for tomorrow morning to get out here, Molly, to get here. Boy, oh boy, when daylight breaks over Dugans Lake, I'll be mowing down them mallards.
What's a mallard, dear?
Nothing. What's the mallard with you? Oh! A mallard duck. It's a duck, Molly. A wild duck.
Oh, McGee, I wish you wouldn't shoot at those poor little...
Boy, I'll fracture 'em. You're looking at the dead shootingest, never missin'est duck buster in town, kiddo. When I bear down on a moving mallard with my trusty old 12-gauge, that duck's as good as stuffed with wild rice right there.
The last one you brought home was stuffed with BBs. As I recall, it took 2 of us to lift it on the platter.
That was just careful shooting, did that, Molly. I took such careful aim at that duck that 12 other hunters hit him before I did. I had to shoot him on the way down.
Well, I don't know why you fellas should be so proud of shooting those innocent little ducks, McGee. I swear I don't. Why don't you pick on something your own size?
Oh, well, now, that just ain't practical, Tootsie. I shoot something my own size, we couldn't even get it in the oven.
No, I guess not.
And besides, it's not just the shooting, Molly. It's the sport of the thing.
It is.
It's the great man-to-man, give-and-take companionship that 3 good pals like I and Latrivia and Doc Gamble get out of going hunting together do.
I seem to remember that you 3 pals had quite an argument the last time. Something about who shot a certain duck?
Well, yeah. Doc Gamble did say that anybody else who claimed it was a dirty, sneaking thief. And Latrivia made some nasty remarks about a dishonest, immoral scoundrel. But I didn't get into it. I just sat there like a gentleman on the duck.
Well, I'm glad you kept your dignity, dearie.
I kept the duck, too. Well, I'd better get busy here and start getting my hunting stuff together, I guess, now.
What's your hurry? What's your hurry? The boys won't be here to pick you up until 4 a.m., you said.
Well, you know me. I'm always ready early.
Since when?
Since the time I was late and they went off without me. Now, let me see. I got my shotgun out. And hey, where's my shotgun? My shotgun. You see my shotgun?
Right there on the piano, dearie. Where you put it?
Oh, thanks. It's my turn to bring the shells for everybody, too, for all 3 of us.
You're bringing shells for all of us?
For all 3 of us. So I got doggone. Where's that box of shells? You seen the box of shells? I put it down there by the door. Why ain't it there now by the door?
Because that's the front door, and you put it down by the kitchen door.
Oh, yeah. Well, then where's my duck call?
What's that sticking out of your shirt pocket?
That's my duck call. Now, let me see if it's working okay. A little flat.
McGee, can you really fool the ducks with one of those things?
I'll say you can. When I'm really trying with this baby, anything can happen. I let go a blast on this thing out of Dugans Lake last fall, and 3 moose come busting out through the bushes right behind me.
Heavenly days, I didn't even know we had moose around here.
Neither did I, but they all had them badges on that said Loyal Order of Moose. Lodge number 10. Seems their car busted down up on the road, and they were walking down through the trees.
Just a minute. Come in. Hello, Mr. Oldtimer.
Hello there, kid. Hi, daughter. Hey, Johnny, what you doing with the shotgun? Going hunting?
Yep, I'm going after some ducks out to Dugans Lake.
Funny you should mention hunting, Johnny.
Yeah?
Reminds me of the hunter I used to be when I lived out west.
Oh?
Ever tell you kids about when I lived out west?
50 times.
At least.
Well, this will make it 51, kid. The west was full of buffalo in them days.
Yeah?
So I decided to get myself a partner and do some buffalo hunting.
Yeah?
I looked up an Indian chief named Bashful Beaver who lived in a wigwam with hot running water.
My goodness, how modern.
Hot running water was his squaw, daughter.
I see.
Well, sir, Bashful Beaver didn't think I could shoot good enough to hunt with him, so we had us a contest. Took turns shooting at a poker chip we had set up half a mile away.
Half a mile away?
Yep, Bashful Beaver shot first and missed. I shot 4 times, put 4 holes in the poker chip, and I still use it for a pants button.
Well, I hope it holds up better than that story did, because I believe...
So,
killed all the buffalo. I went over to the Texas Rangers and started hunting outlaws, kids.
Still a hunter, huh?
Yep, I come across a fella named Boot Hill Mortis. Toughest outlaw in Texas. Quick as a flash, I yanked my gun.
Did you shoot?
Did I shoot? I shut out the lights, shut out the doors, shut up the alley, shot down the road, and I ain't been in Texas since.
Billy Mills in the orchestra, and When Buddha Smiles.
Now, let me see. I got my gun. Iodine for the scratches when I fall down in the brush. My hip boots. Doggone it, what did I do with my hip boots? Where's my hip boots? I had my hip... Oh, I got them on. Well, now, let's see.
Did you take the butter out of the icebox? It's sitting on the kitchen sink.
Yeah, you can put it back now, kiddo. I'm through with it. The boots are okay.
The boots?
Yeah, my hip boots wouldn't go on account of my feet must have swole up or something, I guess, so I had the butter out to butter my heels a little. They're fine now.
Heavenly days.
Yeah.
Well, there's nothing like a well-buttered heel, I always say. Say, incidentally, if you're looking for that wooden duck of yours, I moved it out on the back porch.
My decoy? I hope you handled that careful, Molly. I just finished painting that decoy. Touched it up a little.
Yes, say, I wanted to ask you about that. Why did you paint that duck with one eye closed?
Well, I'm trying out a new theory, Molly. That's a wooden she-duck, you see. And I figured the he-ducks would flock around more if they think the she-duck is winking at them.
Heavenly days. Is nothing sacred?
Gives her a kind of a coy look, you see. I figure a coy decoy, especially a coy she-decoy, will decoy more he-ducks than a decoy that don't look coy. I really need a boy decoy to go with it, because with a coy boy decoy to decoy the girl ducks and a she decoy to decoy the he ducks, I'll duck the decoys in Dugans Lake and decoy more ducks with those ducky decoys.
Come in quick.
Hello, Molly. Hi, pal.
Hello, Mr. Wilcox.
Hello, Hilo. Care to drop over tomorrow night for a duck dinner, boy? I'm Doc Gambling.
Hey, speaking of duck dinner, pal, kids are all alike, aren't they?
Huh?
Yes, sir. They just hate to come in at mealtime. They'd rather stay out and play.
Huh?
But when Mom bakes one of those delicious pet milk pumpkin pies for dessert, everybody comes running. Nobody wants to duck dinner.
Oh, this is pathetic.
Oh, dear, I'm so embarrassed for the poor lad, McGee. The things he has to do.
Chester, Mary Lee Taylor's great pumpkin pie recipe, pumpkin pie made with pet evaporated milk, is a favorite of good cooks the country over.
The country over Dugans Lake is plastered with ducks.
Picture that rich, creamy smoothness, that beautiful golden brown color, that delicious spicy flavor.
Just like a canvasback.
Pumpkin pie is always a special dessert, and pumpkin pie made with pet milk, that good sweet milk evaporated to double richness, is an extra special treat on anybody's table.
Yeah, but what that's got to do with...
Mary Lee Taylor's pet milk pumpkin pie recipe is featured at your grocery.
Yeah, but...
stop in.
Hey.
It's terrific.
Look, Ducky. Milky.
Yes, pal.
You want to go with us? We're leaving at 4 in the morning. It's only 8 p.m. now. That gives you several hours to get ready.
No, thanks, pal. Count me out.
Oh, aren't you a hunter, Mr. Wilcox?
Oh, indeed I am, Molly. In fact, I expect to do some big game hunting this weekend.
Big game hunting?
Yes, there's a big football game in town, and I'll be hunting for tickets. Go on, pal.
Mr. Wilcox enjoys his little jokes, doesn't he?
Even the little bitty ones. Yeah, he kills himself. And it couldn't happen to a guy who deserves it more. Boy, I wish it was 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm so keyed up.
Oh, look, dearie, now. You've got about 8 hours before the boys get here.
Yeah.
Let's set the alarm clock, and then go to bed and get a good night's sleep before you go.
Hey, that's a wonderful idea, kiddo. Can I take my duck call to bed with me? Then if I wake up, I can practice a few.
Leave it here.
Okay.
You run on upstairs to bed. I've got a few little things to do, and then I'll turn in, too.
Okay.
A good night's sleep will do it.
So they went to bed early, but the sleep they got wasn't too good. At regular intervals, a plaintive little voice cried out in the darkness.
Molly. Hey, Molly.
What? What is it?
It's me, kiddo. You asleep?
Not now, McGee.
Oh.
Somehow an elbow driven into my ribs seems to disturb me. Just sensitive, I guess. What's the trouble?
Are you sure you set the alarm clock?
Of course I'm sure. It can't be more than 12 o'clock, and you've waked me up 6 times since we went to bed.
Well, I'm sorry, kiddo. I'm just on edge.
Well, get off your edge and try sleeping on your back. Good night.
Good night. Molly. Hey, Molly.
What?
It's me again.
Who else?
Are my feet out of the blankets, Molly? I got a feeling my feet are uncovered.
Oh, dear.
Oh, I don't want to catch cold. Can you see if my feet are uncovered?
Do they feel like they're uncovered?
Well, I can't tell with these boots on.
Go to sleep.
Good night.
Good night.
Molly. Hey, Molly.
You can spare the elbow, dearie. I'm awake.
Oh. Say, do you suppose I ought to call Doc and Latrivia and remind them? You suppose they might forget?
No, they'll be here. Can't you sleep at all?
No, I can't get my mind off them ducks.
Have you tried counting sheep?
Sure, but it don't work. All the sheep have got webbed feet.
Well, try again.
Yeah.
Good night.
Good night.
All right, dearie. It's 3:30. Time to get up. Well, what do you know? He's asleep. McGee, wake up. Well, if this isn't it. Keeps me awake all night because he wants to go duck hunting. Well, by the 7 Sisters of Maud Murphy, he's going. McGee! Oh, dear, there's the boys and early. Just a minute, I'm coming. I don't know what there is about a ringing alarm clock that makes him sleep like that, but he always...
Good morning, Molly. Hello, my dear.
Come in, boys. Himself is still asleep up there.
Great.
His gear is all piled in the living room, except his shells. I put them here on the hall table.
Good. You going with us, Molly? Yes. Why don't you come along?
Oh, no. No, thanks, boys. I just hate to see you kill those pretty little ducks. But you go on and drag McGee out of bed, boys. I'll put the coffee on.
Thanks, Molly. We'll get him up if we have to blast. Come on, Doctor.
Yeah, I've got some matches in case we have to set the bed afire, Latrivia. I've seen little BB Brain asleep before. It's the nearest thing to complete hibernation this side of a polar bear.
A polar bear is quieter, of course. Listen to that sawmill. McGee, wake up.
Waste of time, Latrivia. Throw the covers off him. That's it. Now, you grab his foot. I got the other one. Great Scott. Asleep with his boots on.
Oh, that's what it is. I thought I'd grabbed a hot water bottle. Come on, let's yank him out of here.
Well, never even phased him. Frankly, I don't think the pleasure of his company is worth the trouble. But at this point, I'm just stubborn.
Yeah. So am I. Grab his foot again, Doctor. We'll drag him downstairs like pulling a sled.
Okay.
Ready?
Let's go.
What on earth are you... McGee, for goodness sake.
I think he's coming to, Doctor.
Did the clock go off? Oh, hi, Molly. Oh, what are you doing up? Hey, what am I doing down? Oh, hi, fellas. You ready already? Well, come on, let's go duck hunting.
Right.
Where's my gun?
Where's
the
your gun?
shell?
Right over there.
Where's my duck call? Where's my pants? Well, come on, let's go hunting.
The King's Men and Bella Bimba. Bella Bella Bimba, Bella Bimba, Bella Bimba, Marcoma, Bella Bella Bimba, Bella Bimba, Bella Bimba, Marcoma, Bella Bella Bimba, Bella Bimba, Bella Bimba, Marcoma, Bella Bella Bimba, Bella Bimba, Bella Bimba. Bells always ring, whether it's summer or winter or spring. We like the birds, just at the word, and sing this happy song. Marcoma, Bella Bella Bimba, Bella Bimba, Bella Bimba, Marcoma, Bella Bella Bimba, Bella Bimba, Bella Bimba, Marcoma, Bella Bella Bimba, Bella Bimba, Bella Bimba, Marcoma, Bella Bella Bimba, Bella Bimba, Bella Bimba. I'll tell you why. You can see the sun with a tear in your eye. You like the sun, try to put fun and sing this happy song. Marcoma, Bella Bella Bimba, Bella Bimba, Bella Bimba, Marcoma, Bella Bella Bimba, Bella Bimba, Bella Bimba, Marcoma, Bella Bella Bimba, Bella Bimba, Bella Bimba, Marcoma, Bella Bella Bimba, Bella Bimba, Bella Bimba. Everywhere, bouncing the air, dance through your life with a devil-may care. Look in your heart, then you will start to sing this happy song. Marcoma, Bella Bella Bimba, Bella Bimba, Bella Bimba, Marcoma, Bella Bella Bimba, Bella Bimba, Bella Bimba. You'll never go wrong as long as you sing this Bella Bimba, Bella Bimba. Keep moving, fella. Let's get down by the lake and get settled before daybreak.
Oh, it's cold out here.
That's so. You're flapping my earmuffs.
Now, watch your step here, because there's a deep mud hole right there. Walk round it, Doctor.
Thank you.
Over your boots, McGee?
Yeah. You ever step in a hole in your life that it wasn't over your boots? I hope it's dry in that duck blind because...
Come on, here's our blind here, fellas.
Oh.
Between those willows.
Quiet now, Violet. My gosh, you call this a duck blind? Just a cornstalk fence with a willow roof over it.
If you don't like it, my boy, I have a suggestion.
You'll have to do, I guess. My gosh, there's only one real way to make a duck blind.
Well, how would you make a duck blind?
Stick my finger in his eye. Don't you get it, Molly? Oh, she didn't come.
Shall I shoot him, Latrivia, or do you want to match me for it?
I'm afraid we can't shoot him unless he runs, Doctor. It's against the law to shoot them sitting.
Okay, I'll cut the comedy. It's getting light anyhow. Now, look, when them ducks start flying over, you guys watch yourselves, because when I start shooting, I get a little frantic, you see?
Listen. The lake is loaded. Look at that. Can you see them way out there on the other side?
Where? Oh, I see them. Oh, boy, is my trigger finger itchy.
Well, scratch it and get your head down. Don't scare them all away, McGee.
Sit down, stupid. Hand me the shell, somebody.
Boy, will I murder them mallards. Now, look, you guys. I'm a guest here, so I'll shoot first. After I get a limit, then you guys can go ahead and shoot at the next batch. Because...
Hold it. They're getting up out there.
Yeah.
Watch it. They're just starting to swing this way, and they...
Missed.
Nice shooting, McGee. If you'd waited till they got just a mile or two closer, you might have hit one.
Watch it. Here comes another frog. Now, let him get closer now. Let him get closer. Don't shoot too fast now, you guys.
Please, no!
How many we get?
None.
I think I must be leading them a little too far.
My sights must be bent a little.
One I shot at ducked. Just as I pulled the trigger, he swerved. Otherwise, I'd have got...
Shut up and shoot! Look at him go!
How many we get?
None.
I must be shooting high.
I must be shooting low.
The whole dad-ratted bunch dodged that time. What's the matter with them ducks? They're supposed to fall. I'll come on in the house. Molly will make us some coffee.
Yes, she should be very pleased with us, fellas. She didn't want us to kill those poor little ducks in the first place.
Yeah, say, I forgot about that.
Well, welcome home, mighty hunter.
Well, it's nice to be back inside this wall.
Hello.
How was the duck hunting? How many did you get?
None.
Not even one?
Not even one.
Skunked. The lake was loaded with them, but we couldn't...
Yeah, but... well, look, Doc and Latrivia, I got a confession to make to you men. I didn't try to hit those ducks. What?
Oh, no?
No, sir. Molly felt so bad about us shooting them that I just couldn't bear to kill those little ducks. That's why I missed every shot on purpose. I aimed behind them every time.
Well, you're sweet, dearie.
What an inspiration. Well, I may as well break down also. I too, turned soft-hearted, Molly.
Did you?
I could have murdered those mallards, but for your sake, I shot behind them every time.
Well, you fellas aren't going to ace me out on this thing. I can miss ducks on purpose, too.
Huh?
I shot behind them, too, Molly, every time, just for you, my dear.
Ah, well, I'm so glad it turned out this way, boys. You've all been so sweet that, I'll confess something, too.
Huh? What?
I sat up half the night last night taking the BBs out of everybody's shells and filling them up with sand.
Well, for the love of...
Come on in the kitchen, boys. The ham and eggs are ready.
Fibber and Molly return in just a moment. When a young woman marries and starts to keep house, one of the first things she wants to learn is how to cook the foods her husband likes. And Pet Milk gives you young wives the help you want, because on every tall can of Pet Milk, there's a husband-tested recipe. Before any recipe is put on the Pet Milk label, it's sent out to homes like yours, where the wives try the recipe and report what their husbands say about it. And on Pet Milk labels, you get only those recipes which have been given a big OK by the husband. This, of course, is just one of the extras you get when you get Pet evaporated milk. Extra richness is another, because Pet Milk is double rich, concentrated to double richness by evaporation. That means extra amounts of nourishing milk substances, too. And then there's extra economy, for Pet evaporated milk costs less generally than bottled milk or any other form of milk. So, for husband-pleasing recipes, for extra goodness and extra economy, get Pet Milk, the first evaporated milk, the first choice of good cooks.
Let me check that again, Molly. You say the shells you put the sand in were in this box right here?
Of course. That's the box of shells you boys used, dearie.
That's the box of shells that Doc and Latrivia used, but I had a pocket full from last year that I shot with.
What?
Yeah.
Good ones?
Yeah.
You mean?
Yeah. I must have been shooting behind them. Good night.
Good night, all.
The first evaporated milk, Pet Milk, brings you Fibber McGee and Molly each week at this time. Be with us again next Tuesday night, won't you? Most women go to a fortune teller sometime in their lives, but probably not every woman has young wife Sally Carter's experience. Because right after the fortune teller visit, she gets unexpected money, and 3 handsome men come into her life. And what Sally Carter discovers, any fortune teller would have had quite a time predicting, as you'll hear in the story of the week on Pet Milk's Mary Lee Taylor program next Saturday morning. On the same program, you'll hear the Pet Milk recipe of the week for cranberry salad, a tempting and colorful salad that's easy to fix. For a double measure of good listening, turn your dial to NBC next Saturday morning for Pet Milk's Mary Lee Taylor.
Next, it's Big Town, then Playhouse on Broadway on NBC.
The Johnson Wax Program with Fibber McGee and Molly. The makers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coats present Marion and Jim Jordan as Fibber McGee and Molly, with Bill Thompson, the King's Men, and Billy Mills Orchestra. The show opens with, "Ooh, What You Said." As you most likely know by now, our hero and heroine made what they firmly believed to be dramatic history in Hollywood on the Lux Theater of the Air. And here, glowing with triumph, swelled with success, eagerly looking forward to the plaudits of their friends, here, speeding homeward as fast as modern streamlined transportation will carry them, yes, here on the bus, approaching Wistful Vista, we find Fibber McGee and Molly.
Any sandwiches left, Molly?
Well, let me see. Yes, dearie, just one.
Boy, it's lucky we're almost home. We'll just about make it. Just one sandwich, you say, huh?
Yes. Do you want it, McGee?
Oh, no. You go ahead and have it.
No, you have it.
No, you.
No, you.
Oh, stop this. Why don't you have it, Molly?
Well, I don't know. Aren't you hungry?
Oh, I can wait.
Well, so can I.
What kind of a sandwich is it, Molly?
I'll take a look. It's ham.
Oh, ham, huh? With mustard?
Well, let's see. Yes, with mustard.
You don't like them with mustard, do you, Molly?
Whatever gave you that idea? That's the only way I do like a ham sandwich.
Oh, well, shucks, go ahead and eat it then, Molly. Unless it's too stale by now. I'd hate to have you eat a stale sandwich. Personally, I don't mind stale bread. I kind of like it, in fact.
I do, too.
You do? Let's feel of it. Say, that ain't so stale.
I know. I had it wrapped up pretty well in wax paper.
There's nothing like wax to preserve things, is there?
That's what I hear. And from a very reliable source, too. They say that... Oh, heavenly days, McGee, let's quit stalling. Here, eat the sandwich.
Oh, no, I ain't gonna. You eat it. But quit waving it at me.
Well, don't shove my hand away like that. Oh, look out now.
Oh, shucks, you dropped it on the floor. I'll get it.
McGee, leave it lay. It's all dirty by now.
I know it. I just wanted to shove it under the seat so we wouldn't trample all over it. And so you sandwich under the seat all through. Well, at least we don't have to argue about that anymore.
No, I guess we don't.
No.
Here, let me wipe that mustard off your chin.
Part of it must have flew up and hit me in the face.
Oh, look, we're getting close to town, McGee.
How can you tell?
We're sideswiping more cars.
Well, the old town hasn't changed much since we've been away.
We've only been gone a week, foolish.
Huh? Oh, yes. Well, it's been a wonderful experience. Working with all them actors.
Oh, yes, indeed.
Cecil B. DeMille.
Yes.
Did you hear DeMille asking my advice about directing?
No, I didn't. Why should he ask your advice about directing?
I don't know, but he did. He says, look here, Sonny, don't you think this would be a better play if you just turned one page of the script at a time? And I says, why, yes, Cecil, I says, I believe it would, he says. And he says, okay, put that taffy apple away till after rehearsal. Your pages are getting all stuck together. And I says, now...
Oh, never mind now, never mind. I think we're getting close to home, dearie. It's time to put the dark glasses on and get out our fountain pens, huh?
Fountain pens?
Certainly, autographs, you know.
Oh, yes. Now I know how a genuine actor feels, Molly.
So do I.
How?
Hungry. Let's look and ask the driver how much farther we have to go, McGee.
Okay. Come on. One side there, sis. Get out of the aisle. We want to get past.
You didn't say please, I betcha.
Please. I said, oh, well, where'd you get on, sis?
On the front end, through that little door.
No, I didn't mean that.
Well, you must have. That's the only one there is, I betcha.
Dad, rather, I wasn't talking about how you got on. I meant where. Sis, sometimes I think you do this just to befuddle me.
Sure.
Go on. I'll bet you don't even know what befuddled me.
I betcha I do, I betcha. Hi, diddle, diddle, the cat and befuddle.
That's the fiddle.
What is?
Befuddle.
You mean the fiddle's befuddle or befuddle's a fiddle?
I mean look, sis. As the football player said when they flunked in geometry, I think we better drop the subject. You know where we've been?
No.
You don't? Oh, come on now, guess.
No.
You must have seen the labels on our suitcase.
No.
Sis, do you mean to stand there with your little mouth full of ticket stubs and tell me you don't know where we've been?
Yes.
Oh, then you do know.
No.
What? Look, sis, we've been clear out in Hollywood. Well, don't you believe me?
No, there isn't any such place, I bet you. You just made it up.
Oh, no, I didn't.
Oh, yes, you did.
Oh, now, well, if there ain't any such place as Hollywood, where do all the moving pictures come from?
See, that's easy. They come from that little booth in the back of the theater.
Well, if you're so smart, sis, you must know what we were doing out in Hollywood. Must have been in all the papers.
Can you give me a clue?
Sure. Now, what is it that happens on Monday? On Monday?
Monday, huh?
Cecil B. DeMille is connected with it, and it's got something to do with soap.
Soap, huh?
There. Now, do you know why we went to Hollywood?
Yes. You went to deliver Mr. DeMille's washing.
No.
Well, come on, dearie. You can't make an impression on anything that small.
I'll bet she's cute out in the garden in her little sunbonnet, giving the bees and the flowers the lowdown on life.
Say, McGee, do you want me to talk to the driver, or will you?
Oh, you ask him, Molly. Men drivers are more used to having women talk over their shoulders.
All right. Oh, driver.
No, lady, we don't stop again until we get to the station and then...
But now, driver.
You should have thought of that in the last stop. Go back and sit down until we get in.
Now, take it easy, Bud. We just wanted to know how...
Wistful Vista. All right. Wistful Vista.
Come on, McGee. I'll take the paper bags and you bring the suitcase. And be careful now, that rope is coming a little loose.
Hey, Molly. Look. Over there at the railroad station.
What's all the excitement? There's a brass band and a lot of silk hats and banners. They must be expecting somebody on the train.
Yeah, let's go over and see what... Hey, wait a minute. I know who they're waiting for.
Who?
Us.
What?
Look, who is it that's just come back from scoring a tremendous success in Hollywood?
Why, oh, McGee, you don't think
of course. They probably expected us to be all swelled up and come home in a private car on the streamlined train.
Well, but what will we do? The streamliner isn't due for 30 minutes.
No, but look. We just got time to sneak home, clean up a little bit, whip up a couple of simple, modest speeches, and get back to the station. Come on now, Molly, hurry.
McGee, now how can we get off the train and be met by all those people when we aren't even on the train?
A mere detail, Mrs. McGee, a mere detail. We'll duck across the tracks from the railroad yard, and when the train pulls out, there we are. Why, it's a cinch. Here, boy, take these bags. Get us a taxi.
Fibber and Molly to return, I'd like your attention for just a minute. Here's some great news from Racine. Listen to this letter. It reads, "Don't forget to tell our listeners about the new consumer dividend we have just declared for all our loyal customers. A dividend of 1/3 more for their money when they buy Johnson's self-polishing glow coat and Johnson's paste or liquid wax. Tell every housewife that right now on most dealers' counters, she will find extra large packages of glow coat and Johnson's wax containing 1/3 more than the regular sizes. She pays only the regular price. The extra 1/3 is her free consumer dividend. Tell her we declare this dividend in appreciation of the way she has been buying these famous polishes. This offer is good on all important sizes, pints, pounds, quarts, gallons, and so forth, but only while the supply of these extra large packages lasts. Tell her to hurry if she wants to get 1/3 more free next time she buys Johnson's Glow Coat or Johnson's Paste or Liquid Wax.
got much time. You find me a clean shirt?
Yes, I laid it on the bed, dearie. Did you find yourself a bite to eat?
Yep, and I found a half a cake in the bread box.
Heavenly days, I baked that cake for my birthday 2 weeks ago.
Oh.
Wasn't it pretty dry?
Yeah, it was too dry to eat. But the candles were good. If I get the wick ups, you'll know what done it. Don't you get it, Molly? Wick ups, hiccups?
Ain't funny, McGee.
I shouldn't have explained it. Should have left it for the smart ones.
Now, McGee, that train's due in 20 minutes. Better hurry and shave.
Shave? And wash all this makeup off?
Well, then, Mr. Muni, if you're going to leave that makeup on, you better touch up your eyeshadow a little.
Why, what's the matter with it? I had the best makeup man in Hollywood apply that there eyeshadow there.
That was quite a while ago, dearie. It isn't quite even now.
Huh?
Your right eye looks dreamy and your left eye looks sinister.
Well, I'll tell them I was playing a dual role. I'll say, how about my speech? I suppose I got to say something to the welcoming committee.
Well, you
Let's
should.
see now. Folks, that's kind of homey and democratic.
Yeah.
Folks, I wish to thank you for this tremendous ovation on behalf of myself and my supporting cast, Molly McGee. We're glad...
Where do you get that supporting cast? What am I, a splint on a broken leg?
Oh, well, shucks, this is just tentative.
Oh, dear, don't answer it.
I'll peek through the curtains. Oh, it's Billy Mills and Uppy. Shall I let him in?
No. Goodness knows, he's too gabby. We'd never get to the station.
Why does she keep coming around here anyway? We don't encourage her any. To her, we're just common people.
Search me. Water ought to seek its own level, even if it is just a big drip.
Hey, take a peek at the tender way she hangs on the Mills, will you?
Yeah.
Like she was a campfire girl and he was her marshmallow.
Quiet, dearie, not so loud.
Oh, apparently the McGees are still awake. Well, let's not linger any longer, precious.
Okay, if that's the way you feel, Bubbles. I just thought this gazebo might give me the lend of a swallowtail suit till mine got here.
Oh, really, I don't think Mr. McGee has one to lend you. He always struck me as being a rather uncouth person.
Well, you hear that, Molly?
I like that. Don't you worry, dearie. You're just as couth as any man in town. Yes, couther, in fact.
And Mrs. McGee, oh, my. Did you ever notice the way she dresses? Positively dowdy.
Howdy, Dowdy.
Well, there's no use sticking around this dot any longer, Cookie. We'll come back tomorrow and borrow McGee's outfit.
Oh, you will you?
Oh, Dr. Mills, may I call you William?
Just call me Willie.
Well, then, Willie, now that we're alone, there's something I wanted to ask you for a long time.
Hey, what's this?
I don't just know how to say it, but this being leap year...
Heavenly days, she's proposing to him, McGee.
And seeing that you and I... Well, that is that I and you are... Well, rather we are... Oh, Willie, can't you see what I'm driving at?
You women drivers. What is it, Bubbles?
Oh, tell me, Willie, is it true that you sleep with your mustache in a snood? Well, come on, Maestro. And goodbye to you, Mr. and Mrs. McGee. I saw you.
Why, McGee, they knew we were here all the time.
The dirty eavesdroppers.
Well, McGee, we got to get a move on now.
And I got to get this speech in shape.
All right, and then get that clean shirt on.
Yeah.
I've got to iron the slips. Now, I want you to be ready when I get
Now, let me see again. Folks, it is with a tug at our heartstrings that we come back to Wistful Vista. A tinged feeling, perhaps.
McGee, Fibber, you know what I did?
What?
I left town with the electric iron turned on, and it's burnt up me ironing board and blown all the fuses in the house.
The ironing board?
Oh, dear, come in.
Well, glad to see you back, folks. How was everything in Hollywood?
Oh, wonderful, thank you, Mr. Wilcox. Simply wonderful.
Great place, Hollywood, Harlow. Those people do anything to make you happy. Why, I happened to say to a guy Sunday, I says, look, Bud, I says, what's so unusual about this California weather? I says, and you know what? In 10 minutes later, they put on an eclipse of the sun.
Well, look, Molly, did you meet Clark Gable?
No, but when we were down at the beach one afternoon, I did sit in one of his rowboats, I did.
Molly, that CG painted on that boat meant Coast Guard. But if you'll excuse me now, Harlow, we got to get going because
What's your hurry?
Well, confidentially, there's a big crowd at the railroad station to welcome us, Mr. Wilcox.
Yeah, they didn't know we were coming home by bus, and I ain't even got my speech ready. I got to get going.
Well, hey, wait a minute. I can help you with your speech, Fibber. I've spoken from practically every floor in town.
Oh.
Now, look, Fibber, all you have to do is be straightforward, sincere. Let them see that success hasn't changed.
Oh, I thought of that.
And then say something like, folks, we know that one big broadcast is not a real test of our dramatic ability. Why, we've no more than scratched the surface.
Look out.
And surface scratches on floors and furniture can easily be avoided by using Johnson's wax. The finest protection that money can buy for all wood surfaces. Good housekeepers everywhere say that Johnson's wax is the greatest... Where are you going, Fibber?
I'm going to see if I can have as much success changing my shirt as you have changing the subject.
Okay. I try to give you a little friendly help, and you walk out on me. So you've gone Hollywood, eh?
He certainly is persistent, isn't he, dearie?
Yeah, you can't sidetrack a guy with a single-track mind, Molly. Where'd you say you put my shirt, Molly?
On the bed, dearie. And while you hurry and change, I'll make a quick cup of coffee. Oh, no, I can't either. There's no electricity.
Dad rat it, we got more stops than $1 million pipe organ. I said that line right.
Got some dandy ones here. Here's a good one by James Joyce. Smart young fella. Writes nothing but double talk.
No, thank you, Mr. Oldtimer. I don't believe we want any books today.
Hey!
We don't have much time for reading these days, my good fellow. Theatrical work, you know.
Oh, theatrical work, eh? What's in, Ted? Barbecue?
No, we ain't in Burlicue.
Heavenly days, I hope not.
No.
Imagine me, Gypsy Rose McGee.
Yeah, imagine that.
Well, what's so funny about it? I suppose you think I haven't got the... I suppose you mean I... No. Well, what do you mean?
Oh, why, shucks, Molly, I was only trying to be... Well, you up... Well, what are you waiting for?
Who, me, Johnny?
Yes, you. As the lumberjack says to the redwood tree, I think you've been standing around here long enough.
That's pretty good, Johnny. But I heard a slightly different version. What? In a slightly different version I heard, one feller says to t'other feller, say, says... See where this Fibber McGee and Molly have been on the air for Johnson's Wax 5 years next week. That's so, says t'other feller. I like that program. I like it because it's clean. Well, says the first feller, why shouldn't it be? They're just about washed up. Boy, I thought that was... Oh, say, if you kids are in show business, how about buying a good scrapbook?
Oh, that's an idea, McGee, a scrapbook.
Now you're talking, old-timer. Give us the best one you got.
Here you are, Johnny. $2.
Thanks. Here's $2.
Much obliged. For 50 cents more, I'll leave my right thumb for a bookmark. So long, kid.
Well, Mom, our first scrapbook. Why, that dirty... Why, what's he mean, scrapbook?
Why, what is it?
Look. How to box in 10 easy lessons.
The King's Men singing a medley from Pinocchio.
Why does the gay little dicky bird sing? Tweet, tweety, tweet, 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 tweet. Who puts his egg in the butterfly's wing? What's the reason for the smile of the troubadour? Why does the breeze have a barrel of fun? Ooh, ooh, ooh. Even the thief is the son of a gun. Here's the wherefore and the why. They got no strings, neither have I got no strings to hold me down, to make me fresh or make me fall. I had strings, but now I'm free. There are no strings on me. Hi-ho, the merry-o. can be, and I want you all to know nothing ever worries me. I've got no strings, so I have fun. I'm not tied up to anyone. How I love my liberty. There are no strings on me. Happy little chap with a feather in his hat. So they made me of wood. I never give a rap. Always doing good as a little puppet should. Chasing each gloomy day away. Little wooden feet, and there's a little wooden seat in case you fall. Little do you know, and yet it's true that I'm mighty fond of you. Funny little toy, go play your part. Bring a little joy to every heart. Never let a single tear be shed. My little wooden head. The reason why I'm shouting hi-ho, the merry-o, nothing ever bothers me. I want the world to know there are no strings on me. Oh, got no strings. I have fun. I'm not tied to anyone. How I love my liberty. There are no strings, there are no strings, there are no strings, no strings, no strings on me.
Come on, McGee. Here's our taxi. Grab the suitcase.
Okay, I'm coming.
Are you the Mr. Ronald McGee that called for a cab, Doc?
Why, yes, I am, Bud.
What's this Ronald business, McGee?
Oh, well, shucks, what kind of a name is Fibber for a big actor? I was just trying out a couple of new ones is all. Get in, Molly.
Where to, Doc?
Now, look, Bud, we want to go to the Union Station in a hurry.
Yes. We're coming in on the streamliner, and some people are meeting us.
Now, wait a minute, lady. You just coming in on the streamliner?
Well, we really come by bus, you see.
We're not here yet.
Where are you?
We're on the train.
You just want to go down to the station?
That's the idea, Bud. They don't realize we got here before the train did.
So you got here before the train did?
Yes, and it's due any minute, so hurry.
Look, Doc, I don't like to be pedantic. You know what I mean? But if you is going to meet a train, which you is riding on, how can you get off long enough to meet yourselves coming in?
Look, Bud, time's a wasting. Let us worry about the more abstruse aspects of the case. You just get us down to the station in time for the streamliner.
Okay, Doc. Here you are. $1.40.
Okay, Bud, here you are. And 5 minutes to spare, too.
Gee, thanks. I hope the train ain't late so you don't keep yourself waiting.
Come on, Molly, we'll sneak around this way and walk a block or so up the track.
Oh, look, McGee. Huh? They're raising the welcome banners. The train must be about due. Aren't you excited, Dee Dee?
Oh, yeah, kind of. Folks, we're glad to be back among with you. Or no. Folks, this tremendous ovation... Oh, come on, Molly, let's sneak a little closer to the crowd. There's so many we won't be noticed.
Keep your hat down over your eyes, dearie, so they won't recognize you.
Okay. They're so happy to welcome us back, it'd be a shame to spoil everything for them.
Sure.
Have they got our names spelled right on them banners?
Well, I don't dare look, McGee. I don't want to be seen.
Isn't that just coming along the way?
Here she comes!
Didn't even stop.
You and your ideas. Well, what do we do now?
Well, come on across the tracks, Molly. You know you're disappointing all these people. We'll tell them we got in early. Hello, everybody. Hello. Oh, here we are. Here. Oh, here's Gildersleeve. Hey, Gildersleeve, here we are.
Well, hello, folks. Wasn't it wonderful? Did you see her?
Wait a minute. Where's everybody going? Tell them to come back. See who?
Mrs. Rosebell. She just passed through on the streamliner.
Oh, dear, and I thought this was my day.
Well, it certainly was an inspiring sight, McGee.
Yeah. Well, come on, Ma. The balloon's gone up.
Well, I see you're all dressed up and have your suitcases with you. You going someplace, McGee?
Going? We've been.
Is that so?
Say, didn't you listen to the Lux Theater of the Air? Didn't you hear that big dramatic play they did? Didn't you pay attention when Cecil B. DeMille introduced the stars?
Why, no, I didn't. In fact, nobody in town did, McGee.
What you mean?
Well, some darn fool went away from home and left an electric iron on and blew out every fuse in town.
Before Fibber and Molly return, I'd like to say a word about beauty. Smart women know that it's important for them always to look their very best for their own satisfaction and to make the proper impression on their friends. That's the reason for facials and permanents and all stuff like that there, as Fibber would say. Smart housekeepers know, too, that it's important to have their homes as attractive as possible. This doesn't mean expensive furnishings. It can be accomplished easily with very slight expense by giving floors, furniture, and woodwork that rich, mellow, glowing beauty that comes with the regular use of genuine Johnson's wax. Johnson's wax protects as well as beautifies, and it saves housework throughout the year. Dust and dirt cannot collect on a smooth wax-polished surface. That's why Johnson's wax has so many extra uses for protecting windowsills, lampshades, picture frames, leather goods. You can make your home more attractive and save yourself work with a regular use of genuine Johnson's wax, paste or liquid.
Just imagine, McGee. Next week we've been 5 years on the air for Johnson's Wax.
Funny you should mention that. I just got a telegram about it from one of our listeners.
Did you really? What'd he say?
Oh, here, I got it with me. He says, my family have listened to you faithfully for past 5 years. Feel that there is strong bond between us.
Oh, isn't that sweet?
Yeah, but listen. He says, because we never go anywhere on Tuesday night. And neither does your program. Good night.
Good night, all.
This is Harlow Wilcox, speaking for the makers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat, inviting you all to join us again next Tuesday night. Good night.
This is the National Broadcasting Company.